What's up, faithful? What's up, faithful? What's up, faithful?
What do you do?
Yo,
Yo, yo, yo, yo. To our faithful viewers, welcome to our show, the Always Faithful 24/7 show. We are the Faithful Huddle. My name is Mark_Faithful 87. Pardon me. I'm talking fast because I'm excited for the show. What's up, Prez? What up, bro?
What do you do? We out Shanahan.
Yes, sir. We outside, ladies and gentlemen. Uncle Keith, what's up, man? You on the
man, I'm so ready. I'm like going downstairs by my grandmama trying to get two switches. Somebody and everybody gonna get it tonight.
I
Let's
know
get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I got receipts, recipes, and it ain't got no excuses. We bringing it tonight, y'all. Tell two friends. If you got two friends, you better tell them right now. If they get a chair, strap in. If it's a hard chair, get a pillow. If they're on the couch, build a fort. Because we're gonna bring the heat tonight.
talk
And
about
it's Miami heat because it's cold down here. I'm talking about the real heat.
yeah,
Let's get it going.
yes, sir. Like sure. To our favorite viewers, like my uncle keeps saying, let's get it going. I just gotta say this. Me and Prez, we always say we outside. Uncle Keith, he's on the sunny side. He out there. So Uncle Keith, you should hashtag that sunny side.
Sunny side. All right, I'm with it.
And Prez, we outside. Uncle Keith, sunny side.
I'm on the sunny side.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Absolutely. First and foremost, thank you to our faithful viewers for watching our show. We appreciate your availability and your support. We ask you to hit that like and subscribe button. Please tell a friend and another friend and another friend and another friend and another friend.
Go to your bed.
To hit that like button and that subscribe button and show us some love. We do this for the faithful.
Facts.
That's right.
So with that said, Prez, Uncle Keith, I'm just gonna jump right into it. And what I'm gonna jump into, I'm going to jump in the news regarding this week. To our faithful viewers, faithful huddle. As you can see, Nick Bosa, Trent Williams, Jimmy Ward, Jason Verrett, and Drake Jackson practice today. I'm pretty sure y'all agree with me. This is very good news regarding our weapons that did not anticipate it this past Sunday, especially Nick Bosa, Trent, and Jimmy Ward and Jason. I won't say bad news, but I would say concerning news regarding this. There was no practice for Mooney Ward, to Noah Hufunga, pardon me on his name, Mike McGlinchey, and Samson Ebicom today. They didn't practice today. I think that's very concerning. We'll see how that turns out with them. But
It don't sound like Mooney's playing.
Who? Mooney?
Mooney, yeah.
Yeah. Funga might be able to play. McGlinchey, well, I'll not say nothing about that.
Yeah.
But Ibucam, that's a big one.
Yeah. I would say this. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start who did practice today, and I'm gonna start with Drake Jackson. I didn't know he got. I didn't know he got hurt. Did he get hurt during the game Sunday? Like, if he did, then it passed me by.
I think he was like Huff. I think he was like Huff, where they played the game and then it was after.
After the game, yeah.
I'm not understanding how Huff even came back into the game, bro. It's like he finished the game and then now he's out with concussion.
There's players.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be real honest with you.
Yeah.
He made out some different kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And as far as Drake Jackson, I think he got hurt in the fourth quarter, and I don't think he played the entire fourth quarter.
See,
I'm almost positive.
Now, Uncle Keith, Prez, I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
All I knew that Hufunga was on. He was under concussion protocol. as far as they had him go in the tent. I remember seeing that, and
Right.
I think later in the game. No, well, let me back up. I remember McGlinchey, he tweaked something in his calf. I thought it was his knee, but it was his calf. And what's his face? T Moore. I know T Moore had got hurt too. I think later in the game.
Yeah.
I remember T Moore got hurt, but I see him practicing earlier because David Lombardi. Shout out to David Lombardi. He had posted a video. T Moore was practicing. And as I was saying earlier, Nick Bosa, he was practicing. Trent, Jimmy Ward. Even though Jimmy Ward had a cast on his left hand, he looks promising. Maybe for this Sunday, but I really can't. I really can't. What's up, bro?
Hey, my bad. I watched his interview. He's playing.
You think he's playing?
Yeah. He said he's playing.
Let me ask you, do you think he should play though?
Yeah, we if any of those dudes there can play, they have to be on the field.
I'm more confident in Ward than I am Barrett.
At cornerback?
As far as being ready to play.
Oh, okay. Good point.
Not as far as talent level, no.
Yeah.
They thought trying to bring him back last week was too soon. And with the condition the issue he had, the more the merrier. I mean, his position isn't what's costing us games.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Let's be real frank. And he's such a talent. You want him at 100%. Yeah. The worst thing to do is to keep all of our depth hurt by bringing them back too soon.
Yeah, no, you can't bring Mooney back if it's a groin, because if it gets serious, then it's over. And if he goes out, it's over. If he goes out, it is over. If him and Mosley is out, it doesn't matter.
Well, Hufanga and Ray were both out for the concussion protocols, the new protocols.
Right.
Now, I'll admit, Hufanga got his bell rung, but he rung somebody else's bell doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know one thing, if you ever get hit at the same time somebody hit you good, it don't hurt as bad. But I'm just saying from experience.
But you know what, Uncle Keith and Prez, I don't remember the play where he got his bell rung, being that you said that, And I'm not asking y'all to tell me what play it was, but I'm saying I don't even remember the play.
Well, he went out at the end of the third quarter and came back in the middle of the fourth.
But that was the second time.
That was the second time. And because he got hit on the second time and he showed physical stumbling, they had to put him in the concussion protocol. So it wasn't a particular play. It was his reaction to cumulative plays.
Okay.
I want to say, because I text in our group chat as soon as the drive was on when I realized he wasn't out there. And I thought that was the early second quarter, end of the first quarter, early second quarter.
That's what I was thinking.
But he got hit. He had another one in the third quarter.
Oh, he had another one. Yeah.
And that's when they pulled him.
Now that I didn't know. That's what I was thinking, Prez, regarding what you said, because when he went out, the only thing I remember him being involved a group tackle. And I'm just trying to think, did he get his bell rung during a group tackle on a run? You follow what I'm saying? That's all I'm guessing. I'm not asking y'all, but if y'all do know, then cool. But I'm just,
you got to remember that. But a guy like that, whose head's always around the football, he hits a lot of contact per game.
Yeah.
Next,
if he ain't initiating, he being blocked, double team, hit after the fact, in the bottom of the scrum. He got a lot of haters out there.
Well, like I was saying last Wednesday, he's our fourth linebacker. And he's free safety, So I love the scheme that they got him, working on. But I'm just gonna back up a little bit based on what both of y'all was saying regarding Jimmy Ward and Uncle Keith. You mentioned Jason Verrett, and I'm gonna touch on this with Jason Verrett. I understand that, some of the faithful, or maybe many of the faithful, want him to be on the opposite side and also on the field, of course. I don't think they should bring him out there yet. Just my humble opinion. I don't think they should. I think they're desperate.
I think they're desperate.
Now that I understand. I'm just saying, as far as a veteran and as a body, I wouldn't bring him out there unless I won't say unless I will bring him out there maybe after the bye week. You follow what I'm saying? And being that you just reminded me real quick. Okay, my bad. You just reminded me, Pres, regarding Ward. If Ward don't play, let's just say Ward don't play, and just like you said, Uncle Key, regarding Hufunga, like he's a player, and he's also a warrior. And yo, ain't no telling if Ward comes out there and play and be like, yo, I want to play. You follow what I'm saying? But let's just say if he does play, I still would like Lenore to be opposite of Ward. But if they make a smart decision to the point, don't play Ward, then we got, just my opinion, I will go with Leonard as our number one cornerback and Ambry as our number two. My humble opinion. What's up?
And my challenge is this: you still have to coach and manage your team. You cannot mortgage your future with a 3-3 record by putting a guy out there one game too soon.
Facts.
Right.
For the type of injuries these guys have, time is the only thing that heals them. You can't shoot them up. You can't stretch them out. You can't tape them up.
Yeah.
And the only thing you can do is risk a more severe injury. Right. And if we didn't lose these games because of our defense, so not why risk our best assets? I'm not blaming it all on the offense. There were some plays, but I'm just saying majority of why we lost this last game was not the defense. I'll just start that way. So I think we can afford to explore our depth and maintain
You feel like the defense played well?
They played well enough to keep us in the game. And I think look at how the points were scored.
Can I say something, Uncle Keith?
Go for it.
I will say this. They didn't play that good, Uncle Keith. I'm going to start with the first drive.
They couldn't get off the field.
Thank you. The Falcons, Uncle Keith, they sent us a message within the first drive. They went down the field nonstop, and our defense could not get off the field. You understand?
All game.
Exactly.
They didn't give up points. They didn't give up points like that, but they couldn't get off the field.
Yeah. And Uncle Keith, I'm not saying whatsoever they played horrible, but to me, my humble opinion, they did not play good. I will say this: the defense gave up 21 points. Jeff Wilson Jr., he gave up that touchdown. That's what made it 28. Well, we know it was 14 points, and that's one thing you do not do, especially when you got the first down
on the road.
Exactly, Prez. When you get that first down and you get the ball punched out because it was a group tackle.
Yeah.
Yo, but I understand. I mean, we tied the score, but I just think overall. Hey, I'm keep my fault. Yeah.
But you just pointed out my point. 7 of the 21 points came from a turnover.
Yep.
From the offense. Okay.
Right.
And then we can start on the offense anytime you want to. Oh, yeah. But right now we're talking about the defense. Right. I will say this also, that we still have one of the best defenses in the NFL.
No doubt.
And sometimes if the other side of the ball is not responding properly and you're already taking hits on your defense before the game starts, you create a little bit of a panic scramble. And some of these plays were just schemed wrong, defensive plays. And Atlanta played an almost perfect offensive scheme.
How many passes did he incomplete?
Who?
What?
He was 13 for 14, 129 yards, two touchdowns, no interceptions. He also ran 6 times for 50 yards, the longest run being a 20-yard run. Now, think about this. Your quarterback generated individually 179 yards. Okay?
Yeah.
They ran 53 plays to our they ran 54 plays to our 57. We had slightly more offensive plays than they did.
Yeah.
And they held them a lot more yardage passing the ball. and 2 interceptions. And now turnovers when you got a defense that's tired is a killer.
Yeah,
it's an absolute killer.
Listen. I agree with you on Keith. Overall, they beat us at our own game. Prez, I don't know if you remember, bro. I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday. In our group text,
Mm-hmm.
I think you was mentioning that we should blow them out, or we're gonna blow them out.
Thanks.
And I was paraphrasing, saying to you, I was like, "Yo, I don't think this is gonna be a
blowout."
blowout.
He was right.
I said, I don't think it's gonna be a blowout because I've been reading up on the Falcons. They are a running, physical team. And I've also said in our group chat that one thing about the 49ers playing in a dome, they don't play that good in a dome. You follow what I'm saying? But this is from previous years. You follow what I'm saying? But I knew it wasn't going to be a blowout. I knew it was going to be a tight game. But the point of me bringing this up, I have to say this, and this is what I said in the text. Remember, prayers, and I don't know if you're saying Uncle Keith, I was saying that we got to control the time possession. And guess who did it against us? The Falcons. They controlled the time. They had 37 minutes. I'm guessing. I think it was around 37 minutes. I think to our 26 minutes.
23.
Yeah.
I thought it was 26.
Because they couldn't get a
60-minute game.
I think it was 7 minutes more, but okay.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is they beat us, in my humble opinion, at our own game. They beat us at our own game. I think they rushed the ball over 40 plus times, and we couldn't stop them. Our line of scrimmage.
Well, go ahead. You good?
No. Go ahead, bro. Do your thing, man.
They're all backups. One on that line. So it's like that's where I underestimated as far as that. But to go back to your point, it's it's backups. The thing is like we didn't give up how many rushing yards did we give up?
I normally have the stats up here with me. You got
hold on. He gave up 160 rushing yards.
Okay.
In the first half,
40 rushes at a 4.2 yard per carry. That means every 2 carries they had a 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
That's
how they're able to control the time of possession and march down the field.
But you didn't
we
have
did 16 carries for 50 yards at 3.1 yards per carry. That means that 3 runs in a row, we were still a yard short for a first down. Right. That's how you control time of possession. Right. They beat us at our own game. But we talked last week about should Jimmy have more than 30 passes, correct?
Correct.
And we all said over or under 30. Majority of us agreed that he should go over because using the pass to lead to the run was an effective scheme. Right. But here's where I take out the switch. You got to run after you pass. You can't go 4 quarters and run 16 times.
Well, he tried in the first 2 drives. He tried to run, to establish the run.
Hold on, man. Hold on. You got a guy that showed out last week. Coleman, 4 carries for 3 yards.
Yeah, he didn't use them.
My question is,
or he got shut down.
No, he didn't use them. He went back to the old Jimmy game plan. That Atlanta game, as soon as we were down 7, he won that first round. He went back to the Jimmy playbook.
He threw the baby out with the bathwater. Here's where I take out the other switch. You got a guy that, if given time to warm up, ate up the defense. You let him run 4 times for 3 yards. Did you just quit on your offensive line? Did you quit on the game plan that was working 3 out of the other 3 games? Yes, we did.
Fact.
And we all know for a fact, since we don't talk about offense, let's just put it out there. Let's quit trying to make stew out of soup. All right. We didn't have no beef, we had no potatoes, we had no carrots, and we didn't have no flour. I'm gonna put it back there. We had a skinny cook. You go in a restaurant, you see a skinny cook, walk out. I'm telling you right now, walk out. You cannot tell me we're a run first pedigree, and we run the ball against a team like that 16 times, and we throw it 41 times.
Good point.
With a quarterback that cannot stretch the field. Let's just call it like this. My other switch is for Jimmy G. You're good at what you do, and you suck at what you don't do. So why keep putting him in a position where he has to do what he cannot do? The 3 most important drops were passes over 20 yards.
That were right on the
money. Ray.
The money that
Samuel. They were all over 20-yard passes. He does not do that well.
Hold on. How can you blame Jimmy for putting passes where and they dropped them?
Well, the pass to Debo was behind him.
Which one?
The pass to Ray was low.
No.
Well,
no.
And I'm not saying they weren't catchable. They're all professional athletes.
No. Every single one of those balls should have been caught.
Okay.
Every single one of those balls should have been caught. I put the stat in the chat. They lead. The 49ers wide receiver leads the league in
drop balls. And drop balls. You're right.
So it's like we've watched it 3 straight weeks.
Uncle Keith, I know. My bad, Prayer. I know what you're talking about, Uncle Keith. It was a pass that I was doing to Ayuk that was low. And
but I know the one to Debo on that 4th down play was thrown behind him. He had to adjust to the ball.
That's Debo.
Okay. These are critical passes at critical times.
Right.
But we don't get it. But we cannot keep throwing those passes when it's critical. We've got to throw those passes to set up a non-critical play.
Prez, I know what Uncle's talking about. Prez, Uncle's talking about it was a play. I think Debo was on the right side and he came in the middle to the left. But when he came in the middle to the left, he was open. And I think I sent y'all the video. I don't know if y'all seen the video about Johnny Dell. Johnny Dell, and I agree with him. He was saying that Jimmy G should have threw that ball sooner. But he threw it too late. But when he threw it too late, Debo was still running.
So he had a bad throw
behind him.
He had a bad throw. So he had 4 20-plus yard. He had 4 20-plus yarders. 3 of them were dropped, and 1 was behind the wide receiver.
Right, 3 were dropped. Yes.
So he's 75%.
He threw 29 completions against 41 attempts.
He's also realized that he's also the league. He's second behind Mahomes in air yards per pass average.
No, you're right. I text you earlier and I said
we lead the league in drops.
Right. But you know what it is. I understand what Uncle's saying. Uncle was saying,
no, I get it. He had a 1 bad throw. There's no quarterback that is under a microscope like Jimmy. It's one bad throw. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not the 1 bad throw. And this is where I bring out the other switch. I'm gonna be real honest with you. We got to quit wondering why the thoroughbred's not running fast when we got a fat jockey. Because this is where we're at. He does not throw the ball well downfield. Period. You can say that many ways you want to. He's got to have somebody throw that ball down to these horses in stride, open, and on time. He's a great possession management quarterback, but we got thoroughbreds that outrun the ball all the time. Now, as far as drops, let's go back to the coach. My nephew has said it 55 times, and he was right 54 to 55 times. The only reason it's not 55 is I'll never give him 100% because I love him 101%. You got to execute.
Me too, man.
You have to execute. However, there's more ways to execute. You got to coach people to execute. You got to hold them accountable. If Debo's dropping the ball at a rate of 2.5 times per game, then you got to take some throws away from him, take some opportunities. If you said, how many passes did you say get thrown through this game? Let me think. 4 for 4 for 33 yards, 9 yards per catch. And then we didn't throw to him in the 4th quarter at all.
Now that I didn't know that, but Prez, O'Keefe, we've been talking about this for maybe weeks or months regarding getting Juice involved.
Oh, thanks.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad. Remember, it was always 1 reception, 1 attempt. Then it went from 1 to 2. Now it's going up to 4. Like I applaud Kyle for getting Juice more involved because Juice always been a threat coming out that backfield, in my humble opinion. I just got to say that because it has to be highlighted that Juice is getting more. If he's get like Prez always say, and I agree with him 100%. Juice is getting utilized more as he should. I mean, you paying him good, so why not?
Come on, bro.
You know, so. But
I also look at Jennings. 3 targets, 2 catches, 18 yards.
What's up, Adam?
You know, Sammy, Debo, 10 targets, 7 catches, 2 drops, 1 overthrow, 8 yards a catch. Kittle, 10 targets, 8 receptions, 83 yards, 10 yards per catch. Ayuk, 11 targets, 8 receptions. On paper, and this is what I want Prez to understand, and I'm going to come right at you, partner. On paper, Jimmy had a good game. He did not lose the game for us. The scheme does, and his inability to stretch the field. You can manage the game, and in the third quarter, down by 2 touchdowns, have an 8-minute and 3-second drive and not score a point.
Yeah. That's because you're running the ball.
Oh, at some point, you got to tell me where all these 16 runs came. Did they all come in the third quarter?
They didn't come in the first half.
You know what I'm saying? Just think about this. We had 16 total attempts at running the ball in the game.
What?
And 41 passes.
So what are you like? I'm trying to get. Who are you blaming the loss on? That's what I'm trying to get.
I'm blaming the loss on Kyle Shanahan's game plan. He put Jimmy in a position to where he's not good at. He's great at what he does, but you got to give him the knockout punch. The Yankees are not the best hitting team in the American League, okay? But they got a knockout punch. You got Judge. What's the other guy that hits the ball a mile? He just hit a home run last night, 3-run homer. Stanton.
Right.
All right. We got players in that, to use the baseball analogies, that are knockout players. We just cannot get the ball to them.
Appreciate you, Perk.
In a winning position. And I blame that on the scheme. Why throw the ball 41 times to set up the run and only run 16 times?
Your run game is the 26th run game in the league. It's literally bottom 5 worst run games in the league.
So 6 for 50 represents the top 5 in that game.
I'm talking about, what do you mean?
16 runs, 50 total yards, 3.12 yards per carry.
Yeah, because those runs were thrown inside when Jimmy was slinging the ball around, and they were moving the ball. They did not move the ball in the first half.
296 yards.
And how many drops? We're talking about 3 drops that we know over 20 yards. So let's
talk about that. I knew you were going to ask me. There were 12 incomplete passes, 6 blatant drops, 6 drops, bro. 6 out of 12 of the missed passes.
So what are we talking about?
Wait, let me finish. You asked the question, I'm going to answer it. Puff, pass. It's my turn.
I'll tell you.
The other 6 passes, if you give them a 50-50 benefit of the doubt, means there were 9 drops and 3 missed throws, which is not bad. It's not saying that Jimmy did a terrible job. I'm still not saying that.
We can keep it 6-6. For your argument, I'm going to give you 6-6.
Okay.
Not 9-3, 6-6.
What I'm saying to you is, if his expertise is 10 yards per pass, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Control passes that he's extremely well. He's accurate. He can throw in double coverage and get the ball there. You try to stretch the field with him, it's not going to be successful. We've seen it over and over and over again. That means those quick outs, those halfback options will set Wilson up, will set Coleman up to run berserk if given the opportunity. 100%. You cannot say to me,
were they called this
16 total carries.
Were they called this week? Did Shanahan use the halfback pass like he did the week before? He did not.
He tried to open the field and stretch it with a quarterback that couldn't execute the play.
Right. Y'all both right.
I'm not saying that I don't like Jim. I love him for what he does. If you let him stay in his lane, But you need to have that versatile backfield, those halfback options, those control plays, and get that damn football into these ballers.
Okay, check out what Perk said.
My boy got the glasses all on tonight. You know he means business. No, go ahead.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Hold on a minute. Lord have mercy, Perk. You got me. You owe me that.
Yeah.
I definitely feel what you're saying, and I understand it over the history of Jimmy's career here. But outside of that Denver game, we are watching the best football that Jimmy's ever had as a thrower under our team right now.
I agree.
The best he ever has as a passer from right now. Your team leads the league in drops.
Yeah.
And we're talking about, so all of these games except for Denver, Jimmy's passed, I think, over for 250 yards. And we know 3 weeks ago, how many did Debo drop? They dropped like 6 or 7 passes in one game, like 3 weeks ago, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago.
The Carolina game.
They dropped 6 more this week, and Jimmy put up 296. Think about what I'm saying. They dropped 6 passes, 3 that we know were over 20 yards each time, and he passed for 296 yards.
All right, let's go to that point.
296 yards and had 6 drops. What did he do the last week? What did he do in Seattle?
Let's stay on that point you just made. Where were all the drops? How many yards downfield were the drops occurring?
Tell your wide receivers to catch the deep ball.
So you agree with my assessment. It's the longer passes that drop in the ball zone.
Your assessment's right. But
okay. Why are you asking your quarterback to continue to do that?
Differ because you're not going to your quarterback complaining about his play. You're going to your wide receivers and figuring out why they can't catch the deep ball. And it wasn't just for Jimmy. It was the same way for Trey in the first week. And on top of that, it was the same way in training camp. Y'all remember back in training camp and preseason, they were already complaining about the drops. Right. They have been dropping the balls since they've gotten back together this year, almost from the very get-go.
Right. I have a question for you then. All right, and this is worth 2 points. Why there's so many drops? What causes drops when you wide receivers? What do you think causes drops? Because Chuck Noll has an answer for it, by the way.
You know who ain't got drops? Ayuk, because Ayuk got real hands because he's a real number 1 wide receiver. You don't have receivers.
He got 1 drop.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he doesn't have drops. As far as that, he ain't got no drop issue. Outside of that, you got a bunch of dudes that ain't real wide receivers like that.
Well, you know what it is?
Juwan's a real wide receiver like that. He got a couple drops, but he's a real wide receiver like that.
To answer your question, Uncle Keith, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong, when I played football, I was always taught to keep your eyes on the ball.
See it all the way in.
Exactly.
So I know where you're going, and you're making my point. How are you going to have concentration receivers when you call them the Yak Pack? They're looking to run as soon as they get the friggin' ball. And that's what the issue is. Without being able to get the ball to them in stride, they're always making adjustments to the ball. And if they adjust too soon, it's on the ground.
I agree.
That is a coaching issue.
But absolutely. From a stride.
So I'm not blaming Jimmy. I've had this part of the conversation to bring out the biggest point I wanted to make tonight. You're asking Jimmy to do something he doesn't do, and you're asking your receivers to do something they don't do.
You know what I think, Uncle Keith? Uncle Keith, you're right. You're right. Prez, you're right. Let me say this too. I just think that Kyle designed plays according to Jimmy's strength as far as releasing the ball quick. And also keep in mind regarding Debo and Ayuk. Especially Debo, but regarding Ayuk, Debo, and Ray, they're better at creating separation in the middle. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then further down the field.
Of course, that's not their strength. You're also dealing with a short wide receiver downfield.
Can we talk about it? Every single one of them. And that's the biggest issue.
I missed that. What we talking about?
Now we're talking because this is my thing. this is my thing about how people judge Jimmy. You got a bunch of little ass receivers, man. We talking about the NFL. You talking about 6'2", 6'3", cornerbacks and shit. You know what I'm saying? And almost all of your wide receivers, except for Jawan, are smaller than the corners. Can you imagine playing a game in the sport? I'm not saying Jimmy's accurate. Do not get me twisted. And he does not, though. Let me take that back. Jimmy is accurate in the middle of the field and under about 10 to 12 yards. Jimmy's very accurate.
He's deadly.
Exactly. It gets out there. It's also because you ain't got nobody that can go up there and he throw a deep ball and they can just jump up there and outplay him. He ain't got one of those because Juwan ain't doing that. That's not Juwan's strength. And
touchdown.
So what are you saying? You're saying being that our wide receivers are 6 feet tall, they need to be taller?
Absolutely. This is the NFL. Absolutely.
Okay. Now I partially agree with that. However, you got to keep.
No, I didn't mean go.
No. Partially, I agree with you, no doubt about it. However, it's all about the wide receiver as far as getting separation. Now we're listen. We know Debo's game. We know Debo's game.
Debo is solid. Yeah. I'm not saying any.
Are you one-on-one? He can beat you. Only thing is, it's just that the timing when the ball gets to Ayuk, when he creates that space. But when he has to wait for that ball, guess who catches up? The defender.
The taller corner.
And what happens is you got to think about our offensive line. Our offensive line, some of them don't protect well enough to the point Jimmy G has to release that ball, quicker than he wants to.
Getting slapped, play after play.
And I gotta say that. Listen, Jimmy G did play good. He didn't play great, but he did play good. I would say this: those three drops that we're aware of, those 3 drops, he was also rushed.
Getting smacked.
Ray, Werner, and Debo.
Correct.
Those 3 20-yard plus passes. He was under fire.
Right.
And he launched the ball, but he doesn't throw a deep ball with as much confidence as he does those precision passes that he's so damn good at. I'm not saying they shouldn't have been caught. But I am saying I've seen him put in better positions to be caught.
No. Warner's hit him directly in his hand in perfect stride. That is we disagreed on that earlier. You know what I'm saying? And a couple weeks ago, where I said Werner went the wrong direction, and you said Jimmy threw him the other one. You remember? Threw it out.
I still believe that.
So he can't catch. He's never been able to catch.
Yo, what did I say to Prez? Yo, why? If you remember, bro. And I'm not putting you out there on the spotlight. You remember, I told you I like Warner, but I like Dwelly better. Always said to you, my humble opinion, Dwelly has better hands. I don't know why Dwelly wasn't in the lineup, but this is my analogy.
And I also said that neither one of them should make the roster. I said it should have been.
Yeah. But you know what, Prez? That's why you're our GM. I always agree with you regarding Warner being a better blocker on the run, because at that time, he wasn't playing.
Facts.
Now, so to fast forward real quick before I lose train of thought, real quick, this is my analogy. I think it was a good strategy that Kyle designed, because we want our weapons to get the ball. But I think it was smart on Kyle Shanahan to design a play for Warner. You follow what I'm saying? And keep in mind about this, guys. Sunday was Warner's birthday. And I'm not saying that's probably the reason why Kyle called that play. It was a nice play. It just that it wasn't executed with the reception. You follow what I'm saying? But in my mind, because I ain't gonna lie, I gotta keep it real, and I gotta say this real quick. Then Uncle Keith, you can take the steering wheel. I was saying to myself, why wasn't Kittle in that position? But I was thinking before the game, I knew it was Charlie Warner's birthday. But at the same time, I was like, yo, Kyle designed that play to keep the defense focused on our weapons like Kittle, Debo, and Ayuk, because they were doing their thing. And I didn't mind that play. Only thing is, you would like Warner to capitalize by catching that ball. What's up?
Why is Dwelly hurt? Is Ross playing? So why is Warner even in the game?
Yo, but I just told you. I just told you. And that could be, I could be right. I could be wrong. Charlie Warner's birthday was Sunday when they played, and I'm saying to myself, okay.
Ultimately,
what's up?
No, ultimately he called the right play. It was perfectly executed, and the dude dropped the ball. So we can't blame Kyle. I'm not blaming Kyle on that, but it's like once again, Warner has showed to be the worst catcher of all three. He's dropped multiple passes this year, and I think he's either way. And then it's like, why is Ross playing? I mean, it's just like, why isn't Ross out there? Like, I don't understand why Warner's on this team.
I'm gonna read this real quick. Our brother Perk said, "Thank you for your comment, Perk." He says Warner let me down because he was catching at Georgia. Warner is known for blocking, though, but still no excuses. Exactly. And Perk, this what me and Prez always been saying before the season started and when the season has started. We always said Warner was a better blocker. He was even a better blocker last year. I never had a problem with Warner. You feel what I'm saying? Blocking. It was just his catching I had a problem with. That's why I was like, yo, Dwelly needs to be out there to be a part of that scheme because Dwelly is not a good blocker. I remember, I don't know if it was 2020 or 21, Dwelly had put more muscle on his body. I don't know if y'all remember that or know that, but that's a fact because he had mentioned it. But yeah, Perk, I agree with you regarding Warner as far as being a better blocker.
They can't catch the ball, man. They can't catch the ball. They got to catch all of them. They're like, they got to catch the ball, bro. Period. You know what I'm saying? The ball's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be on the line every time. It's like, let me ask you this. Jimmy misses them a lot of times, right? Name the last time one of them bailed him out that's not named Ayuk. Exactly.
Good point. I would say this. I gotta say this before I lose train of thought, and I gotta say this before y'all like even mention it. Yo, I love that play when Jimmy G was scrambling to the right. I love seeing him running, scrambling, if I may say, with the ball when he was telling George Kittle to go further back in the zone.
That don't count as a drop.
In my mind, I was like, yo. He was behind the defender.
It don't count as a drop.
Yo, he had all that space.
Exactly. That's one of the 6 that don't count as a drop.
Yo.
So it's 5 bad throws because I forgot about that because Kittle's the one that ran right back into the coverage as opposed to going to the back like Jimmy was pointing him to do. Which I ain't saying that. You know, it was an out-of-pocket play. Out of pocket play. I ain't mad. Not at the crew. Definitely not at the crew. But it's like this Jimmy argument. It's like I don't like it, man. Because it's like Cousins playing his ass off. You take away that Denver game, and Jimmy out here getting knocked around game after game. That's what no one else talk about. He's getting smacked, bro, all day, every day.
We talked about that last week.
And you got the 26th worst. You got the 6th worst run game in the NFL, bro.
That's on a team that is a run-first team.
One of them.
No problem. And why did we lose? It's because, and I did it during the chat. I was sitting there saying, why is he starting off running the football? You are not. We're not. We discussed it in full week after week. It's like, outside of 3 or 4 big runs from Wilson that he scored touchdowns on, his numbers have been horrible. I'm not blaming Wilson. He's not Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell is, you know what I'm saying?
I'll blame him for that fumble. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
No. So I'm saying, and there's offensive line issues. You know what I'm saying? They're not very good at blocking at this point, especially with how many pressures we don't give up and sacks that he doesn't give up. That they block better for pass than they do run as a whole, for sure. And so there's reasons that the rushing game and all that is there, but it's like Jimmy out here balling, bro. Jimmy out here balling. He getting knocked around and he doing what I'm saying. Facts, Park. Yes, sir, bro. Yeah, It's like these niggas got to catch the football, dog. You got to catch the football.
What's up, Uncle Keith?
I was out here writing a recipe for this sad ass soup I'm hearing about. Check it out. You got me acting like I'm standing outside pissing in the wind and wondering why I'm getting wet.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, I damn near drowned myself listening to all this dribble.
I got to eat some.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give 2 spoonfuls of soup about people dropping the ball when they're put in a position that they're not supposed to be in the first place to be most effective. We've been arguing the same argument together from 2 different angles. And here's where we at. Listen to an OG. OGs get, you know why? Do you know why?
They are wide receivers.
You know why D comes after F? Faithful, man. Stay faithful and let me go.
Okay.
Check this out. As much as I want to blame somebody for what we're not doing, it's a systemic failure. Mm-hmm. If your strength is targeted response, stay within your strength. If 3 to 5 passes a game are designed to stretch the field and 3 out of the 5 are dropped on catchable passes, then what that tells us is if they're done at critical moments, it was a stupid call. And that falls flatly on the coach. That 4th down pass to Debo was a terrible call.
Absolutely.
Flat out, no 2 ways about it. And what I've been trying to say, and I know I'm kind of inarticulate because I'm drinking this aged sparkling water. You know what I'm saying? It's about 42 years old. What I'm trying to say is let's go back to our strength. The game before last is us playing in the perfect lane. Quick pass, hard-hitting runs. How do you let a guy that comes to your team who does the most amazing first game after being traded I've ever seen touch the ball 4 times for 3 yards?
Yeah.
Unscripted.
But you know what, Uncle Keith? I gotta say this, and I agree with Shanahan regarding this. I really do. Before the half, that 3rd down and 12 or 3rd down and 13, it was a good blitz. It's just that we didn't capitalize on that blitz.
Oh, you talking about Ryans?
Huh?
You talking about defense?
Defense, yeah. When we didn't capitalize on that blitz and Mariota ran down the middle, just it looked like something that Russell Wilson would do. You follow what I'm saying? Right down the middle, yo, and got the 1st down.
But when your defense over pursues, you're subject to that. I don't blame Shanahan for that. No. Defense is,
I was just talking about the momentum change.
Absolutely.
Because if we
change the game,
we could have stopped them and probably scored whatever minutes or seconds that were left, or we could have scored in the 3rd quarter, which we didn't because they shut us down in the 2nd quarter. Bottom line is, my humble opinion, they beat us at our own game. They beat us at our own game.
And bottom line for me, it exposes what our biggest weakness as an offense is. The lack of quick strike capability, playing the old Shanahan scheme. Had we done the same scheme we did the previous game and this game, it would have been a blowout. Pass to set up the run and let our runners go wild.
Hey, facts.
But
okay, we didn't do that. Once we went back to the old formula, we got the same old results because we don't have the players necessary in place, healthy or otherwise, to execute the old Shanahan way.
You know what I think? Everything you're saying, I agree. I do. Let me just say this. Hopefully it can spread some light to you and Prez. Normally, or some coaches, when they're playing behind, they're passing, no matter what. Because when you run the ball, normally that would eat up the clock, and that's what the Falcons did against us. Because we had no rhythm regarding the running plays. And I agree. Only thing is, normally when you're playing behind, and the way that we was playing on the run game, you gotta pass the ball. And the thing is, it was working with the passing. It's just that it wasn't being completed, if y'all know what I mean. And that was I think, my humble opinion, that was the main issue. Our brother Perk, before you say anything, Keith, our brother Perk asked a question. Let me read it, and I'm gonna let y'all take over. Perk says, "Do y'all find it weird that Atlanta dropped their defense and coverage more that half of the second half with Jimmy as our quarterback, who's not known for passing, and we passed almost the whole half?"
And he scored 0 points.
It shut us down.
All right. You see the stat right here? It says 0 for 26.
Yeah.
That's Shanahan's coaching record when we're down by more than 4 points in the second half.
And Uncle Keith, press
0 for 26.
What have I always said?
We are not a from behind playing team. And it goes back to our need to strike first, strike quickly. And I'm not saying we don't have the pieces.
No.
I'm saying that we should go back to what worked for us at least 2 games this season.
So
quick strike pass, run, and run. Get somebody going. You know how hard it is? Even the best running backs in the game's got to get 5-6 carries, unless they bust one early, to get going. You're asking a guy to stay cold, stay in the fold, and make something happen.
Right.
4 attempts.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And Wilson, 7 for 25, which is right on the average of 3.125 yards per carry. So if he ran 3 plays in a row, we'd still be short on 4th down.
Yeah.
So but you realize you ask him, but you got the answer. We can't run the ball. He doesn't trust to put Mason in there, so we don't know what we have in Mason. Coleman has to be used strategically out of the backfield. You can't run him like Wilson, in my opinion, because Coleman's ability is to be able to be put in at the right time, and he busts that run. That's Shanahan schemes him up very well.
You know what I think? You know what it is too. I gotta say this too. I think that fumble by Wilson, because I seen Kyle Shanahan face. I seen his body language when Wilson coughed up that ball. He made this gesture like, really? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that he said that, but y'all know I'm a Kyle Shanahan guy, and I'm pretty sure y'all all too. But when I seen his body language, I was just like, oh man, this might be a throw-out game, meaning like it's gonna be strictly passing. And normally, just like I said, when you're behind and the running game is not winning, they're gonna keep passing to generate something, because it was working in the first half. It's just that in the second half, like I said, it wasn't getting completed. And then we gotta think about the penalties. That nice pass from the middle to the sideline to IU, and it was called back because of Brendel's holding. And my opinion, when I watched the game, I was yelling at the TV. I was like, yo, he wasn't holding. He was falling down. It's just that his arm was like on the side of his neck.
That was a 39-yard pass reception by IU. Brendel got called for holding.
Can we talk about
the and what happened? It brought us back to, I think, inside the 10 or either inside the 5.
So
we couldn't get none generated. I ain't even
talking. Oh, damn. Astro just hit a home run.
What we've really come. He said the Astros hit a home run.
2-1, bottom of the 6th.
What we're really establishing in this, Jimmy, is not the problem.
No, we ain't established that. Hell no. I'm still at the damn problem with my sister. We ain't established that yet.
No, I feel you. I got you. I wasn't saying it like that. I know I wasn't saying that because Jimmy is still some of the problem. I was like, we're establishing that Jimmy's not the problem.
Not all the problem.
Kyle's plays are actually working, and your wide receivers are not coming through.
And
no, that's not what we established.
Our offensive line.
That's not what. Nope. I got a different stew going.
But here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if Shanahan's plays are actually working, and for the most part, Jimmy's delivering, you can't say that Shanahan's scheme's not working, is what I'm saying.
I disagree. I'll tell you why I disagree. If part of his scheme is to throw the ball downfield with a quarterback and receivers not catching the ball, but you have something that they are doing well, why not stick with that? The halfback option works brilliantly in our scheme.
We talk.
The short pointed passes work brilliantly in our scheme. And the using them to set up the run worked brilliantly. And we went away from that from the second quarter on.
This is where we differ.
And that's 100% on the coach.
It's not. Because this is where we differ. Because we are 100% everywhere that you just said, except for
if those three things are working and we don't do them.
If your wide receivers are consistently.
Then stop throwing the ball.
No, but then we can't run the ball. We can't run the ball. We already can't run the ball. Like we're the 26th.
Describe a 49ers wide receiver right now this year. Describe one. Describe who they are.
Say it again.
Describe who our wide receivers are this year. What kind of receivers they are.
Ayuk.
All right, listen to me. This is what I mean. Are our wide receivers the breakaway, go down the field, catch the ball, and take it home receivers right now?
No.
You said they're too short. No. You said they dropped the ball. Right or wrong?
It's a mix. Yes.
They dropped the ball, and they're not tall enough, right? To stretch the field downfield. And our quarterback.
No, I'm saying as easy. It's not as easy as what I'm saying.
But what is easy is the Yak brothers doing their things naturally. That's where our strength is. What is easy is enough quick passes, halfback option, the Yak brothers to get our running game going, which is our strength. Our strength with a good defense is time of possession. It should not even be close with the 49ers.
I agree.
For us to be 50-50 with a team that's inferior to us talent-wise means we'll lose.
But they have to be able to run the ball. You're absolutely right.
What set up our run? We've run the ball this year.
But we haven't. The stats are the stats.
We made explosive plays with the running game.
I'm not saying
set up.
I'm not saying that we haven't, but let's take those 4 or 5 huge runs that ended in touchdowns, almost every one of them. There might be 6 if you throw another like 30-yard and it wasn't a touchdown. So let's take those statistics out of the run game.
Let's do that.
And
let's
those points. And those
do that.
And listen,
but just remember, that's another home run. Good God.
Here's what I'm saying. If you take those out and look at the run game, because what we're talking about with those big runs now are the minuscule. You're talking about less than the 7 or 8% of the.
Well, we agreed last week that if you took those big runs out, Wilson was running 2.9 yards per carry, which is consistent with what we had last game, 3.125. Let's just stick to the numbers.
So the numbers mean that if you run it 3 times, we're not getting.
You'll still be short. You'll be in 4th down.
So you ain't got no run game. You ain't got no run game.
However, let's say this: we already know what's not working, and we've seen examples of what was working and what could work. What's the longest pass touchdown we've had this season?
That's a good question. I would tell you right up.
It's gonna
right now. My bad, Brad. I don't even know.
It's going to be something huge, but it's also going to be like a 6 or 7 yard pass by Jimmy and a run after the catch.
Ayuk. That's correct.
Was it Ayuk?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So my point is.
Hold on. What game?
I don't remember. I'm pulling this out my ass right now. I'm just trying to get to the point that it was always a yards after the catch kind of pass. We have not had a distance touchdown where he cleared the secondary and the ball landed where it's supposed to be, and we scored a touchdown.
It's true.
We've had some wide open guys who would have run 40 yards after they caught the ball had they been hit and scored a touchdown. I'm illustrating to you as clearly as I can, even if I'm pissing in the rain, that our strength is not over the top as much as we need it to be. I have not mentioned this quarterback's name tonight, and I will not mention because y'all keep hitting me up. But I'm telling you, man, at some point the fat lady got to sing. Somebody got to sling that ball downfield. We need that home run. We need that knockout. The Astros just hit 2 home runs in a row and put the Yankees in a hole. All right, I'm just saying. If you got knockout punch, Mike Tyson wasn't the best technique, but he could knock you into next month. We don't have a knockout punch unless it's within our own strength.
Yeah.
If we know we're limited,
bruh,
play within our strengths is what I'm asking us to do. You can't coach a receiver to sacrifice himself to get to the ball and not drop the ball.
You are 1,000% right. But what you're not including in what you're saying, or in my opinion, you don't have Elijah Mitchell. in every game, Jeff Wilson hits pretty much one big run and goes the distance. And outside of that, he runs for less than 3 yards a carry, meaning we do not have a run game. What we're not talking about is how many times is that offense that we're passing in was killing it, and then Shanahan threw that run in right at the right time, and he broke to the house, bro.
Right.
Like, we can really get down to.
I am talking about that.
That's what
let's stay within our strength. And you mentioned the sidebar.
But you're passing the ball. They were already passing the ball.
No, I'm disagreeing that we should pass the ball the way. What I'm saying is everything's about timing.
I agree.
Wilson's runs,
100%.
our halfback options,
100%.
But it's also about timing when you go deep and it's 3rd and 3.
Can I also say something to Uncle Keith?
By all means, sir.
You're right.
You always. I gotta add to this if you agree with it or not. We gotta take what the defense give us.
And Jimmy's fantastic.
It's also, I would say this, and I should have said this many shows before. Yes, there is a game plan, but there are also adjustments. And
I agree. I've been saying that.
Right. That's what I'm saying to you, that you're right about that for the adjustments. All I was saying previously shows we would never know when or how Kyle made the adjustments. We would never know.
It's not evident in the game.
Because in our mind, and we know Kyle, he's a running style guy.
But he reverted back to a pass from behind methodology last game, and it killed us the entire second half.
Prez, you want to tackle that, Prez? What's up, bro?
We are 3-3 with losses to some weak ass teams. Do we even have a strength right now? We're about as strong as E-Man's ACL.
Oh my God, Adam. You went for the ACL, anterior crucial ligament. For those of us who don't know, it's about as weak as a rubber band, but it holds a lot of weight. Adam, that wasn't nice, dude.
Well, I was saying it. Right now, I'm thinking
Mike Tyson had a left hook that would knock you into next week. He didn't leave with a bunch of right overhand rights when he wanted to knock you out. He went underneath. He knocked your brain basket into the 3rd row.
Yeah, you know what?
He keep trying to throw overhand rights.
In my humble opinion, Adam, I think yes, we're missing one of our aces. He's out for the season. It's unfortunate. However, listen, man. I mean, there's no excuse regarding NFL. And anybody that gets hurt is the next man up. We know this. However, and we got to honor it. With that said, listen, Lenore, Ambry Thomas, Womack.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Bro, Barrett, they're going to have to step up. Dante Johnson, they're going to step up. Yes, we so used to seeing Mosley and Mooney side by side, but I mean we gotta get past that. Not saying you, but I'm just saying as as
a whole,
not an empire. Yeah. However, I think, yeah. I mean,
they played them out of position.
I think we're gonna be fine. I think we just gotta regroup. I think we gotta hit the reset button. Like my Uncle Keith always say, that we got to play with discipline. Like I always say, we got to execute. Those players that they put on the field got to execute the plays. They got to do their job. Period. I mean, Uncle Keith, you said it. We've been saying it for weeks and months. They got to execute the plays. I don't care who's in there. We got to support whoever they put out there. Do we agree sometimes who they put out there? Maybe yeah. Maybe nay. However, we got to support who they put out there. It's just that they got to execute it. Prime example, look at McGlinchey. There was a play, and I'm gonna bring it out real quick. I'm gonna let y'all take the steering wheel. There was a play, guys. McGlinchey was out. I remember they brought in Blake that we signed from Cleveland. He did okay. But this play that I'm thinking about to mention, it was 4th and 1. Y'all remember when they gave the ball to Tevin Coleman?
Yeah.
Yo, you see who missed that block?
McGlinchey.
No, it wasn't McGlinchey. It was Brunskill.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
It was right tackle, and I was getting on him, man. I was like, yo, but I don't know if y'all seen the video that I sent you earlier. Johnny Dells, he was breaking down. I partially agree with him. However, there was so much space on the right side. I don't know why Coleman went back in the middle. I won't say in the middle, but he came back in the middle towards the point where Brunskill missed his block and they stopped Coleman. It was a nice play. It's just that his decision making, meaning Coleman's decision making as far as where he ran was a mistake. Coleman should have followed his block or run outside of his block because he had a lot of grass on the right side. All he needed was 4 for 4. He could have got
I totally agree with your assessment. This way you can stand me up and slap me silly. One thing we saw in the preseason was Mason could carry 3 or 4 people.
What up?
On their back.
See you, bro.
You feel what I'm saying? Hey, Silverado, Kevin, you first time, man. I ain't seen you. I see y'all, bro. Do your thing. I'm in the building. Smash that like button and show love. Will do.
Thank you, bro.
You got to show me how to do that, cut, nephew. I don't know how to do all that stuff, but I get it. But I'm gonna just say like this: where in their head is Mason? That's like having steak, green beans, and no mashed potatoes. What's going on?
Hey, okay. I was thinking about what you told me and Prez last Wednesday that you had from a source.
Yeah, about attitude. However, attitude doesn't stop you from carrying 3 players 6 yards. And some of the plays we're missing by 2 or 3 yards.
Thanks
Look,
a lot, Kev.
if we kick out Wilson's long-term runs, well, our average is probably significantly less than 3 yards per carry.
Exactly.
All
Exactly.
Right? So why do we not bring in a guy whose legs keep driving, who hits the hole, and even if you get on him, he's gonna carry you another 2 or 3 yards. He is a difference maker unless he's hurt, and he's not on anybody's hurt list. From what I'm understanding, it's about attitude, it's about trust. But let me ask you a question. If Wilson is averaging 3 yards a carry, Jimmy's averaging 3.2, Debo's averaging 5.5, and Coleman's averaging 0.83, what the hell could Mason do that's worse than that?
Oh, 100%. Hey, but go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, I want to take it back to the defense. So were you through with offense?
We're good.
Hey, so they are being played out of position.
This is what I'm talking about. My bad, Prez.
He jumped inside on the outside zone, Russ. He cut up inside for no reason. Yes, we need to both put Mason and TB in the run game. You're right, Silverado, Kev.
And my brother Kev was out there. He was out there for the game, man.
He watched the game? Cool.
Yeah, he was out there. He traveled from California to Atlanta, man. Hey, Kev.
California.
I'm glad you had
no doubt about it. California. Hey, I need some more of that old club soda. I'll be right back.
Yeah, man.
I can still hear y'all though.
Okay, already. Yeah, that's how it is when I get up. Hey, dog. Facts is they getting played out of position. Here, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. And I told it to y'all in that group chat.
Hey, Kurt.
Facts.
Why do you take?
Yeah, my boy. Go ahead, Brad. My bad, bro.
I was there and lost my SHITTTTT.
Yeah, I'm happy you enjoyed the experience, bro.
Hey, can you send Kev a link?
Yo, if he wants to come through,
I would send him a link, man. His comments is fire.
So why are you taking Demo, who took Womack's spot? Womack had the spot in nickel. Demo took it. So you've solidified, and Demo's played pretty well in the nickel, to be completely honest.
Right. Yeah, I said the leg broke. My bad, Prex.
Yeah, you good. To be honest, so it's like Ambry Thomas did everything and played us all the way into the NFC Championship. You know what I'm saying? Like a cornerback last year. So he's experienced and he's done everything. Yeah. And you're taking Demo, who started out Lenore started out as that corner over Ambry, if y'all remember. You know what I'm saying? That's when he came. When we drafted him, that's where they originally played him. And then like he had the position first, and then Ambry took it from him at some point in the season. I play in practice or whatever it happened. And then Ambry took over, and we watched what Ambry did. You know what I'm saying? And he really came into his own in the playoffs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so did it on the biggest stage. And so you're not playing him, and then you take Demo, who solidified the nickel, and you put him outside instead of playing Ambry. And now you put Womack back in at nickel, where was already an issue, you know what I'm saying? And you put Demo there. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Like, yes. Before this Emmanuel Mosley, that Christian McCaffrey trade would probably be ours. And that was the smartest thing.
I was gonna bring that up too soon. What's up, bro?
You still got Elijah Mitchell. As soon as Elijah comes back, Elijah's that guy, bro. Yeah. Like Elijah's that guy.
What's up, yeah?
Hey, what's happening, bro?
Can you hear us, bro? Can you hear us?
What's happening, bro?
Hey, what's happening, man?
What's going
I'm in this thing, man.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, we good.
Welcome to the show, bro. My bad, press.
Yeah. No, long story short, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, in my opinion. You're playing them out of position. And it's like, if you got to play them out of position, then you got to go make a trade for a corner. Like, that's what needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? And my real opinion is because we can hope that Verrett comes in and plays and does his thing like he has. And if he stays healthy, he's going to ball. That's what he's always done. It's never been his talent. He was all pro. You know what I'm saying? Before he couldn't play anymore because of the insult. And what happened here? He was hurt. Then he had he made a Pro Bowl out. He made the Pro Bowl that year. You know what I'm saying? What else? So it's like, if he's healthy, he's out there. You got it solidified. But you know what I'm saying? That trade deadline coming up, and it's like, we really gonna bank on Jason Verrett coming in and staying healthy? We know we gonna lock it down.
Nah.
Yeah.
So you can't go spend that. McCaffrey's off the table. McCaffrey's off the table, and it's like, you know, you got to get a corner. On top of the fact that Kinlaw's probably not coming back.
Yo, they're not gonna pick up a corner, yo. If they were, they would have did it by now.
Then it's over.
They would have did it by now. That's why I said Lenore or Ambry Thomas.
What's more important?
Hey, Kev.
What's more important
What's going on, man?
For this topic? What is more important for this team right now to succeed? And before we throw it to this question, realize that we're losing dudes on the line, on our defensive line. So our strong suit is being in question when you're talking about what's best for the team. I ain't trying to sway opinions, but I want people to be sure that when I ask this question, what's more important?
McCaffrey off the table, bro.
A corner or a running back trade?
You think so, Kev?
I said, hell yeah. I mean, listen, man. We still got TDP, who ain't got no burn. We still got Mason, who ain't got no burn. Damn that. If you're going to play with somebody, trade for a lineman or a corner. I mean, right now.
And McCaffrey ain't going to want to come to no team with no weak-ass line.
And not to mention, motherfuckers already hurt as it is. We don't need nobody who already hurt.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
They gonna pay other big money to a dude that
Nah, man.
I want to share something with y'all.
I mean, McCaffrey cool, but nah, man. If that's the case, we need somebody to and I don't just mean come in for. See, come in for and replace are two very different terms. I need somebody to replace Emmanuel Mosley, not just come in for.
Talk to him. Exactly.
I agree.
You feel me? So if we're gonna do that, if we're gonna do a corner, I mean, and who will trade a solid corner right now? Nobody
in this league. Nobody.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
that's why.
That's facts.
That's why I was saying, bro. I cannot see the 49ers going after a corner. Absolutely not. That's why I was saying to Adam earlier in the comments. Yo, we gotta roll with Lenore or Thomas.
And how do we trade for something we think we already have without utilizing to see what we got?
I mean, and you know what you finna say right now? Look, Lenore in limited snaps at the beginning of last season, Lenore looked pretty good. I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But he looked pretty good at the beginning of last season. And actually, I like Womack too. But the way he gave up them cheeks to Kyle Pitts at that game on Sunday. Yeah. But now, you know, I'm a DC, and so we did this on the show a couple of minutes ago. Yeah. If you watch the play, Hufanga was pointing motion. meaning we finna bump the coverage down. Not meaning I'm finna follow him. We bump the coverage down. So therefore, whoever was the last man on the line of scrimmage pick up that threat. But for some reason, he's still pointing motion and still follow dude. So if you think about it, Hufanga kind of blew that play because Womack played that like he was trying to play the fade because he was playing outside shade on Pitts, and then Hufanga pointed motion, and still vacated. Had Hufanga could have sat there and been on his phone the whole time, and that pass is not completed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you asked me, it wasn't so much the fact that Womack gave up the inside; he thought he had help. But if you watch the play, Hufanga's point motion. If I'm telling you, bro, motion, that means you got him. So why you over here? And as a DC, I told my guys, do your job. Don't be nosy. Don't be greedy. Do your job.
Discipline.
Okay. So as a
all
DC,
about discipline.
That pissed me off. And so, if you look at the way Womack played Pitts, he was outside shade and he gave up the inside. And initially, I thought maybe he just played him wrong. Yeah. But Hufanga is like, hey, motion. Had Hufanga played that, hook the curl zone the way he's supposed to, instead of running with his man, he's standing right there. And it's no way that Mariota complete that pass to Pitts.
I got to take another look at it. Yo, I feel you, bro. If you seen it, I got to take a look at it, yo. Because
like motion. Yo, and when we do that in my defense, if I'm telling you motion, that means, hey, my dude who just came from left to right, you got him. So now I got this hook the curl zone. And so Womack just gave up the inside as if either he blew the coverage or he thought he had to help inside. It was zero coverage either way it go.
I think Hufanga was probably calling for the help. Because normally when you call motion and you're making that signal, I think he was calling for the help. However, I think you're right to the point. Like, why is he standing? I got to see the play. I got to see the play, yo.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, when he said motion, if it's me and you, bro, and I'm talking to the defense, and I got the number 2 threat, and my number 2 threat motion, we bump coverage down. We don't follow.
Okay.
We don't follow, we replace.
Right.
So we don't follow. So he told the defense motion, and I think it was 14. He ran behind the formation, and he still followed him. If he stood right where he was at, he could, like I said, been ordering DoorDash or something. As long as he stood right where he was at, he in the passing lane.
That's a solid call.
And while you bullshitting, him guarding Kyle Pitts was a mismatch.
Yeah.
As it was.
Yeah.
So like I said, man, I mean, look, they said Hufanga was concussed but got cleared to come back in the game. I think he was concussed when he did that. Like, hold on, wait a minute. You got him, I'm going to get him too. If you look at it, it was 4-on-3. It was 4 Niners and 3 Falcons.
Yes.
Somebody was what I call OOP, out of position.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Either that or they read it wrong or both.
I'm saying, bro, if
you call a play, how could you read it wrong?
Womack was outside shade. How you outside shade?
If you're going motion, that means you read the play as you saw it.
Right.
You just didn't follow your own play.
I mean, but at that time, we was down by 7 already. They in the red zone. I mean, so the game was pretty much over. You know what I'm saying? To a degree.
Yeah, because once we down by 4, it's a wrap.
And look, man, I'm gonna say something on y'all show that a lot of y'all not gonna like.
All right.
A lot of y'all, your viewers ain't gonna like it, but I don't give a damn. It's real talk. You see what that is?
Yeah, I know. You know what's up.
Jimmy Garoppolo is not good enough to compensate for when the defense and running game falls short. Fact. Jimmy Garoppolo is not good enough to play from behind. Fact. Jimmy's a maintainer if he can maintain. We went down 14-0 in the blink of an eye. We was walking in. We was down 7-0. And then Wilson fumbled. We down 14-0. Like, shit, now what?
Yeah.
You can't run the ball the same way you want to. We down 14-0, bro.
But you got down 14-0 because you ran the ball on first and second down and then threw that third and fourth.
And Kev, that's what I was saying earlier. Normally when you're down, you're designing plays to pass the ball. Because the Falcons, they own the time possession.
Yeah.
And
because we gave it to them.
They kept our defense on the field, man. And
but we kept our defense on the field by the way we schemed our offensive game. If our strength was to reverse the pass for the run, we never did that.
Hey, what's your feelings on the run game?
Man, we had 50 yards rushing. Why? We were down 14-0, not even halfway through the first quarter. So your whole game plan's got to change. Now, I'm going to shift the blame, though. I'm going to shift the blame.
Because they got 14-14, because it did go to 14-14.
You're right. But see, that's the thing about it, though. Unfortunately, and this is not Jimmy's fault, okay?
I agree.
You can't fault somebody for being who they are, right?
I agree.
Jimmy is Jimmy every fucking game of the year. He gonna be who he is.
Facts.
So, and that screen we throw 17 times a game, I'm going to cover 2 every time. I dare you throw that screen on me. I dare you throw that screen. Because I'm the other way with that. Soon as you throw that, Debo or not. Long as he don't catch it, we good. Now he catch it, he might got a chance.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you can't run that same screenplay every time. Exactly. Man, Don just talked about it, bro.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, and yes, Jimmy took 2 good shots downfield where it was drop passes. The thing about a quarterback like Jimmy, when he show up, you got to show up too.
100%.
I agree.
But unfortunately, Warner dropped one. And look, I was so mad.
And Ray dropped one.
I turned my head at first.
Kev, it was 3.
I'm like, Kittle, I wouldn't kill him.
Kev, it was 3. Kev, it was 3 passes down the field.
Ray, Warner,
Ayuk, Ray, and Warner.
Okay, and Debo.
I can't give him that Ayuk because just like in the winning game a couple of years ago, he laid him to the sideline so tough. Had that pass been where it's supposed to be, he catch that walking in.
I agree that, but you know what? I'm wrong. I had to think about it. That play that I mentioned, Ayuk dropped, he didn't drop it. It was good a defender. He blocked it. That's right. It wasn't a drop by Ayuk on that deep pass. That's on me. I had to think about that. But look, it was a play.
I just don't understand what, and I'm not trying to bash Jimmy, I'm not, but he's just not that dude. Jimmy need a lead. Like, you know how some people you deal with, you know, it's certain things they need to succeed. And if you don't give them to them, they're going to fail. And that's what we got.
Kevin, I've been trying to say all our show that we should play within our means. We know that Jimmy's not going to be able to go over the top of the average defense. But we also know that we were known as the Yak Brothers. And that the only thing that's worked for us this year was using the pass to set up the run, but to do it consistently.
Facts.
Now we've got runners that are not as good as I think a runner that we don't have playing, which is Mason.
Yeah.
Elijah Mitchell.
And Elijah, well, aside from injury, I'm talking about a guy that's healthy that can go out there and make a difference. If you got these cats out here trying to run the ball that are averaging 3 yards a carry on a good day, including a long run, then we're setting ourselves up for failure.
Yeah.
Man, look, Jeff Wilson has had flashes, but he's not a RB1.
He's not a consistent baller.
I mean, he don't have elite speed, elite vision, but he's somebody who can fill in. You know, just like, and I'm gonna go back to the defense real quick. You know, and they say, "Oh man, we had injuries," and we did. But think about it; they gassed us up inside. Givens, I love Givens. That boy first step cold, but he's a backup. Ridgeway, he can fill them run lanes every now and then, but he's a backup.
But they ain't do that good.
He can do that, but he's a backup.
In a lot of scrimmage, they ain't do that good. They ain't do that good.
They to us what we do to other teams most times, bro.
I agree.
And I'm gonna say again, bro. Unfortunately, when it comes down to it, and certain things not working out loud and run game in the defense, Jimmy not that dude. It's just that simple.
Do I have permission to say what I need to say right this second? Hold on 1 second. Hey, Prez, I know where you at. Please give me the one. I got to ask Kev this question. I'm gonna get in trouble for this with my own team now.
Speak your mind,
all right, look.
Speak your mind.
If the one thing that could make a difference in our offense, as limited as it has been, is somebody who can throw a knockout punch. The best arm on the team that's not playing is Purdy. Can you see a scheme when we're down 14 to get out of what we've always done, which has been unsuccessful 26 times in a row, to get him to stretch that damn field? Throw the damn ball.
Well, first of all, Purdy arm ain't too much better than Jimmy arm. Let's just go ahead and say that how it is. And then
his legs are better.
Some of y'all ask me, am I drunk? But I'm sober, and I'm finna say this.
His legs are better.
I'd rather have Jimmy over Purdy for experience purposes.
Okay, I can't argue with that.
What he's looking at,
but that's
Purdy never played at this level.
But that's my bad, bro. My bad. That's different though. As far as experience wise
versus ability.
But Purdy, as I've seen, even though we ain't see that much, he can't sling it down the field.
Yes, he can. He was known for that in college.
And the thing I like about Purdy,
what game was you watching?
Preseason, I'm talking about preseason, bro. I'm talking about outside of numbers. He can sling it down the field. I mean, was it limited? Yes.
Purdy is a slight upgrade. Now see, this is where I'm going to defend Jimmy.
Hold on now. You said slight upgrade. I'll take any kind of upgrade. Shit, that's like going from Old E to Miller.
Yo, Purdy is mobile, man.
That's another upgrade.
Okay, listen. Look, what up? I'm big on analogies the same way Don is on analogies, right? So, bruh, if I give you a test that you've never taken before, you smart as hell, but I've given you a test you've never seen before. Chances are, because you smart, you may get certain things right. But if I put that same test up for somebody who's taken that test before, they got a little edge over you because they taken the same test before. It's the same.
Yeah, but if they get the same score and I need 1 point more, I'm going to give that person a shot. I'm going to tell you this like this. Hey, listen, Kev.
That's why I took Trey. That's why I was so excited about Trey. But see, Trey, his ceiling is a whole lot higher than Jimmy's ceiling.
Of course.
Of course it is. No doubt.
My thing is, it's just
unfortunately,
at this point, look, man.
Who's more like Trey, Purdy or Jimmy?
Hey.
Purdy. That's what we're trying to say.
Hold up. Here's what I want.
Hold on. Hey, Fred, hold on a second. We got to guess. We got to guess. Who's more like Trey, Jimmy, or Purdy?
Okay. I'm gonna reword that. Who's more mobile, Jimmy or Purdy? Because
we said that. I'm gonna tell you. Hey, look. Hey, listen, OG, I don't know how old you are, but I just turned 59 last Sunday, okay? And there's certain things I'm beginning to realize. When I went to the bathroom a few minutes ago, a good pee at the right time is almost as good as bad sex. I'm just telling you straight up. It accomplishes something, even though it wasn't what you wanted, it still got some shit done, all right? And at this point, Purdy's like that pee. It ain't the sex you was asking for, but it's getting something done.
Man, hold on.
Hey, look. Hey, hold on, Prez. Look, real quick, right? So we sitting on our seats. I don't know what kind of phones you got, if it got like a telescope on it or what. But Kyle Shanahan, I gotta find something right quick. Kyle Shanahan. Okay, here we go. Kyle Shanahan was in that play sheet like this the whole game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
He looking, and I'm gonna tell you, it's the same thing. Right around payday and rent due at the same time. Yeah. And listen. Hold on. Feel me now. You go in the refrigerator. You know what? Ain't shitting that motherfucker. Every now and then, you open it, you like, he ain't sitting there. So he's looking like, what can I run? Yeah. But he can't run. He's like this quarterback. So he's trying to find something he can run. I'm like, keep looking. Because you can't do nothing different because you got the same quarterback that you done had already that ain't got you nowhere. So my thing is, at this point in time, like I said, Jimmy and Kyle handicap each other.
Yeah.
Same choir.
Jimmy limits what Kyle can run, and Kyle limits what Jimmy can run. So it's like you got to find a divide somewhere.
So let me ask you. No, my bad. Go ahead.
Hey, Kevin, I feel like a kid from divorced parents. They wonderful people. They ain't good together. You feel what I'm saying? They ain't good together.
What up, bro?
Hey, Prez, I'm sorry. I didn't cut you off.
My question is, who are you saying that Jimmy, or do you feel like Jimmy, who was responsible for our loss in Atlanta? I'm asking you because it sounds like this is just real. Go ahead.
It's
real talk, bro. Go ahead, man.
If Atlanta loss was a crime scene, it'd be a lot of DNA around that motherfucker. It's not just one person. You ask me, it's Kyle and Jimmy, because unfortunately, Jimmy limits what Kyle can call, and Kyle limits Jimmy's ability because he's like, well, I can't call this because it's Jimmy. But then Jimmy like, well, I can't run that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but unfortunately, the same way we know Jimmy's limited, the defenses know that too. Yes. So my thing is, I'm gonna say this for all my Madden players out there, and I said the same thing on the show a couple minutes ago. You got two things when it comes to Madden: somebody who played Madden and a Madden player. Right? I'm a Madden player. I can take the weakest team on the game and whoop your ass with a weak team in the game because I know the game. Gotcha. But unfortunately, they say Kyle is that dude. He can beat you with any team in the game. Nah, you can't. You need certain shit to be successful, Kyle. You do.
And you need certain talent too. You need certain talent too. And I gotta add,
supposed to be, you can scheme certain things.
Right.
But see, only thing about it is the times Jimmy show up and the times Kyle show up, unfortunately, when Kyle show up, it's a penalty. Somebody missed a block or something like that.
Thank you. Exactly.
When Jimmy show up,
it's
a drop pass.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, neither one of them are good enough to overcome shit like that.
I agree. I agree. But you know what, Kev? You said it earlier, yo. And I've said it earlier. Matter of fact, I think all four of us said it in different words. But Kev, you said it earlier. The Falcons beat us at our own game. Period. Period, yo.
Oh,
period.
Listen, you finna get me on the soapbox. Now, I'm gonna tell you what really killed us. It really wasn't our defense. I'm gonna tell you what really killed. Hold on now. Listen to me. Feel me. Coming from a DC. I'm gonna tell you what killed us. Yeah, the offense kind of went stagnant, but think about it. They biggest players on offense, the Falcons, that is. What happened? The edge rusher bit on that middle fake on the zone read. I don't know why in the world, as an edge rusher, I told people as a DC, I tell my kids, the young men I coach, if you playing 5-tech, if you playing edge, I don't give a damn if he put the ball in the stomach of Jesus himself. You take the quarterback, set the edge, outside contain, damn that inside run. Let them do their job. Every time Mario to put that ball in the stomach of the running back, the edge rusher crashing from C gap.
Facts.
And what happened? He took the hell off. On that third down, it's tied up. It's like 3rd and 13. For some reason, we go 2 C-gap rushers every time on that same play.
And they know it.
And they go outside, and the middle's wide open.
And everybody knows it.
Facts that causes it. So my thing is, the touchdowns, when he ran from the red zone, Womack was the last man.
Right.
Why is the edge rusher crashing to the B gap? Your job is C gap, bro. D'Amico Ryans, I know you get paid a whole lot more money than I do. I'll coach him for free. You know what I'm saying? and I get it. But I'm telling my guys, I don't give a goddamn who he faked that ball to. You tap to that quarterback every time he faked that ball. You stay outside. Stay home.
Before we came on, I said I was going downstairs to get 2 switches because they was acting like bad kids. Nobody was staying home when they were supposed to be. Matter of fact, they didn't make it home before the street lights came on. They were so out of position. They was about to get that ass tapped.
On the first clip I used on my segment, Amenahu, he shot the B gap and he missed the running back.
Yeah, he got ate up.
How you missing? But I think it's what's the boy name for Speak for Yourself?
Wiley.
African dude.
The white brother?
Nah, man. I can't think of his name. But the dude, he always say, nobody cares.
Bradshaw?
Nah, I'm talking about Speak for Yourself.
Oh, my bad.
I can't think of his name. But Emmanuel Acho.
Okay.
He always says, nobody give a damn about what you're doing until you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what happened every time on that zone read? They trying to take the runaway. That's not your job, edge rushers. Whether you're in a wide 9 playing 7 or 9 tech, or you playing 5 tech, your job is to protect that edge. But
especially with a quarterback on the other team that's more mobile than your own quarterback, who can buy time and make you pay for your mistake.
Look, man, I'd have benched my own son when coaching for making the wrong play. Like, hey, somebody go get Mitchell. He tripping. Somebody go get him. Come here. What we talking about? I don't, and I just don't get how they run that zone read. Do y'all know what a gap exchange is on defense?
I don't.
I do.
Okay, a gap exchange. Let's say me and my man up top at the top right. I'm playing edge, right? Gap exchange. I'm crashing from C to B, so I'm taking that runaway. If he playing Will or Sam, he loops around to contain that edge. But they're not doing that because the linebackers are coming up to A and B gap. So
and they're leaving the gap this wide on the outside.
It's a bad gap exchange. But if you crash that C to B gap and you don't get that running back or the quarterback, that lowercase C gap turn to an uppercase C gap. And so
it's 15 yards before anybody touches them.
Man.
Every single time. That's what Mariota did. 15 yards and a cloud of dust.
And I'm like, because if it was me, the first time my edge rusher, my 5 tech crash C to B, what? Hey, sit down. If you can't do your job, I'm gonna find somebody who can. Because right now you tripping. And all game, bro. All game.
I just heard you, Kev. You said it's the coaching. You said it's the coaching, bro.
Listen, D'Amico, he my guy, but I don't see how he didn't see that happening. Like, I'm telling you, Keith, if it's you and you shooting C to B, you can be my blue chip player. Hey, man, sit your ass down. You tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't, your head ain't in the game right now. Until your head in the game, you should have. So I just don't understand, bro. If they fake the inside run to a running back and the D ends are crashing and we in man too, so that means the corner, he halfway home because he got ran off on a 9 route. Ain't nobody outside.
You know what this sounds like to me, though, to be honest with you? When you got a great basketball team and everybody's playing street ball. Nobody's staying in their lane, being disciplined and doing what they're supposed to do. Right. And listen, the game before, we were praising our defensive coordinator for calling a hell of a game. However, the head coach sets the tone. And if you feel like if you're on the field, when I played football, if I had my 2 best partners on the defense out, I tried to play the whole damn line. So and gave up more points, more passes, more everything else because I was almost in a panic mode. And it looks like our defense was playing a little bit panicky.
Yeah.
And also, our defense, they were there. It's just that urgency, that I don't know. It seemed like they wasn't like more in it than normally, especially against Carolina. Like that, like their energy level, it didn't seem like it was there, guys.
Time of possession has a factor in that.
Exactly. And they went
37 minutes to 23.
Right down the field with no problem, yo. And I think they took about 7 or 8 minutes?
A drive, yeah.
Like, I don't think our defense played with any kind of urgency.
40 runs at 4.2 yards per carry for 168 yards.
Yo,
that'll wear your ass out.
Even Fred Warner was saying that
everything that could have went wrong on that Sunday.
It did. I agree.
Absolutely.
Our interior line was out of the game because they was hurt, and the guys who was in there who were damn near backups, they just was off their job. And it was just frustrating, man. Like, and I don't care who it is playing quarterback, even Lamar Jackson. If you take the quarterback every time as an edge rusher, as a 5 tech, you play the quarterback, we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
But every time you're ready to put that ball, the stomach of the running back, the edge rusher going from C to B.
I feel it.
And listen, they 2-gapping in a 1-gap defense. We a 4-3, not a 3-4. Why y'all 2-gapping?
Breach.
Good point. You make a good point. Kev, I want to introduce you to our brother K Jizzle.
What's good, y'all?
Jizzle.
Sound like y'all having a good talk, you know. I don't know why I'm not even on the screen all the way. That's what's kind of crazy.
Hey, Kev, so you know, K Jizzle's out there in the West Coast also, bro.
Okay, where you at, K Jizzle? I'm in San Diego, bro.
I live in Fremont right now, but I'm from East Palo Alto.
Hey, I'm from Frisco.
Okay, I got a lot of family in the filthy mode.
But yeah, okay.
Man,
so filthy, yes, sir.
Hey, Jizzle, what can Brown do for you?
Man, work the black off me.
How was work, bro?
Long day, but you know, I'm just thinking about Sunday.
I know that's right. Yeah. Hey, man, you know what's up tonight, man. We freestyling tonight, man.
Yeah,
yo, speak your piece, man. You know, man. Yo, real talk, real quick. We was talking earlier regarding Christian.
There it is. That's what it was. Okay.
We was talking earlier about Christian McCaffrey, man. What you think about that trade?
Man, I love it, man. I know a lot of people ain't on it because whatever the injury concerns or whatnot, but man, he just would add another dimension. He would totally unlock Jimmy G because Jimmy G wants to throw in the middle of the field short passes. And where are we always mostly banged up? I mean, every year we spend a 3rd-round pick on the running back, and then we don't have a run. You look around, we don't got a running back every year. So I'm saying, like, somebody dynamic like that. Plus, I'm a Stanford fan, and I always thought he should have won the Heisman over Derrick Henry. So yeah, I'm all the way down.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, let me ask you a question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, we all got different opinions, and I say this on Twitter all the time. Just because we don't agree don't mean we enemies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got a question for you. I got a question for you, right?
Right.
What is the best benefit from having a dope running back?
Keep the chains moving, man. Just basically, that's what the benefit is. The chains will always be moving because he can get you. You need 2, he get you 3. You know what I mean? Whether it's in a passing game or through the middle.
But not the answer I was looking for. The answer I was looking for when I said the best luxury of having a great run game or a great running back is they respect when you try to run the ball, so play action is there, right?
Okay.
But if you got a quarterback who can't make layups, it don't damn matter because you such a linebacker's in and he's throwing to them anyway, or he overthrowing guys. So my thing is, you think we see 8 boxes now, 8-man boxes now? You bring McCaffrey over here, we seeing 0 coverage, 9 in the box. And unfortunately,
you can't play McCaffrey like that because you're gonna have him lined up with a linebacker. If you stack the box, no safety help over the top, and he runs a wheel route.
I know you didn't say a wheel route. How many times in the problem on miss goddamn you check on a wheel route?
Okay, but he could hit one though. Like,
one.
You know,
I think he's hit one.
Hey, yo, Kev,
Hey, crazy catching that flat.
Hey, yo, Kev, Jizzle. Yo, let me referee this real quick. Hey, yo, Kev, you mentioned earlier you play Madden. Guess what? My boy Jizzle plays Madden also.
Yes,
and based on what Jizzle be telling me, bro, he nice. So I'm just letting y'all know.
Get down on it.
Hey, listen, I got one thing to say. That's you. I got 3 words for you though. This ain't Madden.
Oh damn! I smell smoke.
Hey, I'm not saying Jizzle ain't dope on Madden. He may be the dopest Madden player to ever walk this earth. But unfortunately, listen. Okay, I tell you what.
What's up?
Even on the game, when you got somebody butt naked with Jimmy, he gonna piss you off.
That's true. Yeah, this guy's running butt naked all the time, and he missed them. But I mean, the threat is there, and then he could the short. What about the short pass game with Christian McCaffrey though? You could just eat off that.
I agree.
I'm going cover 2. I definitely run cover 2 against this short passing game. Look, the screen pass to Debo where Debo cut so hard, and I was there to watch the game. He cut so hard. I think every black pellet in that turf flew up. He cut so hard to come back inside, right? But my point is, teams are sitting on that. Hell, in the Rams game, people thought, oh, he was a genius. Throw that pass high on purpose. That wasn't on purpose. That was accident. It just so happened he threw it high, and Debo made a great play. So my point is, man, you can't depend on Jimmy. I'm sorry. Hey, y'all ever seen that show Squid Game on Netflix?
Nah, yo, I be bypassing that movie, man.
You saw it, right?
I thought
It's I think like the third game on Squid Game. It's a glass game. It's 2 rows of glass, right?
Oh, yeah, you got to walk on it. See what's going to break.
Either the glass gonna hold 2 people, or one person gonna jump on it's gonna fall through, and you don't know what it's gonna be. Yeah. That's Jimmy Garoppolo. Every down, you don't know he's gonna throw an interception or a touchdown. Because that's how incredible he is.
Hey, Prez, you seen it before, Prez? When he talking about?
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. Yeah,
I know 100% talking about.
I bypass it, yo.
It's cool. It's cool.
It's good. Worth watching.
That's what I was talking about.
Here's my question.
It's worth watching, though, for real.
Here's my question. Here's my question to that. In Jimmy's games this year, besides Denver, what's to really complain about?
Right.
See, that's just
no. Here's my thing. What you saying? Because I feel you. Trey was here. Everybody, this is not what we all foresee. We know it's not what's best for our team. We all know why we drafted Trey and why Jimmy was leaving. 100%. And I'm one of the biggest Jimmy fans there is. You know what I'm saying? That's just straight up. But everybody knows Trey's a better fit. So we're here either way. We can say a lot, but the facts is that if Jimmy's healthy, we in the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl. Period.
But not because of Jimmy, though. That's the D in the run game.
No, I feel you. But how much is there to complain about this year? Because this year, what is Jimmy doing wrong besides Denver? And keep in mind, we can literally say with the drops the last 3 games, he's having 50 to 100 yards more. We're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo putting up 325 to 350 the last 3 weeks if we don't have these drops. That's facts, bro.
That's a good point.
Jimmy is being Jimmy. Hey, you know what's sad, though? Our fan base has been so used to mediocrity with Jimmy Garoppolo. Any game he don't throw an interception, oh, he balled out. No, he didn't.
But
he did his job.
What real fan is sitting here at this point expecting Jimmy not to throw an interception every week? I fully expect him to throw, and it has for the last year and a half, 2 years. You know who else is expected to throw? Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow. I ain't gonna say the greats. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking the other level. Lamar Jackson. Like all of them are expected to throw interceptions. Now, I'm not saying that you're better than them or anything like that.
It sounds like to me you got some faith in Jimmy, right?
No, I'm saying this year, what is there to complain about with Jimmy?
Okay.
No, I feel you 100% in your overall opinion of it. You're 1,000% correct. I'm not arguing that, but I'm just talking about this year, Jimmy. What is there really to complain about when you take about Denver?
It's nothing to complain about until the game is on his shoulders. So here's a question for you, bro. So Prayers, you tell me this. I don't count no other man pockets, right? But if somebody told you, Prayers, I give you pick the biggest number you want, $2,000 gazillion. I give you that if Jimmy can go 98 yards on his arm based upon his talent. Are you taking that bet?
No, we know he can't.
So you just shut your whole argument down.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No. I fully understand what we are and what we're not. Respectfully, I fully understand what we are and what we are not with Jimmy Garoppolo. But once again, if Shanahan uses him in the correct way, if Shanahan uses Jimmy in the correct way, that's the difference. It's like what we had to show a few. It's like, I feel you. He's always missing that open wheel route. 1,000%. We all know that. We talked about this like 2 or 3 episodes. We all know that. Why would you continuously call that as a play? Why would you continuously put him?
I'm gonna add some fire to the stew. If you had to get rid of Jimmy or Shanahan, who would you get rid of?
Keith, before you go, I'm gonna say this, right? It's only certain things you can do to make somebody that's not so stellar look better than what they are.
100%.
And check this out. Jimmy's best in the middle of the field in short yardage, right? Right.
That's the West Coast offense.
You don't think defenses play for that? So my point is, when your money plays don't work, unfortunately, and I've said this about Jimmy as long. I've written articles about Jimmy, either when I was reading with Niners Nation, writing with Niners Nation, when I was writing with Nothing But Niners, when I was writing with Sports Illustrated. I've written articles about Jimmy, and I was, hey man, Jimmy, let's go. Yeah. But my thing is, he's limited, bro.
We know he's limited.
We know that already. Everybody knows, and everybody here on this panel knows. I know Jimmy G guys. I'm definitely not one of those guys. But up to this point, he ain't really hurt us yet. I don't feel like he hurt us this year, besides like the Denver game, and you could make excuses, say he didn't have a training camp and whatever. But these last couple games ain't even on Jimmy, though. This is on more Kyle Shanahan, if you have to ask.
It begs the question, who's the season more on
Shanahan or Jimmy? Why are you running Tevin Coleman on a big play, a big 3rd and 2, when you got TDP, you got all these other guys and why is you using Ray on a big, long, deep bomb when you just drafted a young stud with 4-2,
4-3? Kyle Shanahan, he not listening either. I wrote an article last year. I don't know if y'all read it. I wrote an article last year, and this title an article, and then go read that. The article was titled Kyle Shanahan.
Damn, bro.
The necessary evolution of Kyle Shanahan from play caller to leader of men. And I say that because you can be a great play caller, but if you can't really lead men, it don't matter. It's more than about calling plays. So my thing is, if you can't take somebody who's underwhelming, make them look good in pressure situations, you're not as good as we thought you were. So Kyle Shanahan, he's very close-minded. Kyle Shanahan is a control freak. Kyle Shanahan would rather lose his way than win somebody else's. I'm dumping on Kyle Shanahan too. But unfortunately, when you try to do other shit to compensate, you run out of shit to do. That's why he was in that play. That's why he's in that play sheet like this.
Kevin, please let Martin respond to that. Hey, dog, come on, cuz. Bring it. That's your coach, man. That's our coach. Bring it, man.
I will say this. Honestly, my brother Cam made a statement. I would say this, man, regarding Kyle Shanahan. I agree with you partially. With that said, I've always said that will Kyle Shanahan change? I will quickly say no. Can Kyle change? Yes. I think Kyle works based on what you show him that you're able of doing and capable of doing on the field. And we've seen that partially this past Sunday when Kyle got in rhythm when he was calling those plays for Ayuk. You follow what I'm saying? Yes, do Kyle be in his own head? Yes. However, you said it early, bro, and I agree. Jizzle agreed. Prez agree. Uncle Keith agree regarding Jimmy G's
limits.
Yeah, man. Because my thing is this: Kyle knows the playbook. I just think that. Pardon me. Jimmy knows the playbook. I just think that the playbook is probably a little bit too advanced for his athleticism and his skill set.
More towards Trey.
It's more towards Trey. However, Kyle cannot open a playbook the way he wants to with Jimmy.
No.
But let me say this. We gotta remember also, Kyle has to try the defense. when Kyle see the offense when Kyle sees the defense giving him something, he's going to attack it. He should be able to try Jimmy G as far as tackling the defense. He should. It's just that, unfortunately, either Jimmy be off or sometimes he be on. It's just that, just like we were saying earlier, a wide receiver.
We talking about this year?
Not catching the ball.
We talking about this year? Okay, that's what I was about to get.
Right.
Okay.
But in regards to the second half, this is my problem with Kyle. Kyle, for what I see, this is just me. Kyle doesn't do any adjustments. I don't see in the second half.
I'm gonna tell you an issue too. On top of that, right now, this next, I'm big on analogies, and I know all four of y'all. The movie I'm talking about, I know y'all seen, right?
What up?
I'm right.
Y'all seen the drum line?
Yeah.
See what?
Okay, right. So y'all seen the drum line.
Yeah.
So Nick Cannon, Devin Miles in the movie, that boy played the hell out of the drums by ear, right?
Right.
You put that boy in front of some music, he lost. Jimmy Garoppolo is not real cerebral. I say that to say, Kyle Shanahan, he's the kind of quarterback. Kyle says, Jimmy, hit Juice on the wheel route. Hey, Jimmy, hit Debo on the 9. Jimmy, hit Ayuk on the 7. If that's not there, Jimmy Garoppolo is cerebral enough to know what he got everywhere else.
Facts.
I got an analogy.
He said, you know what? That's not there. Let me come off of that. So
Yeah, I agree.
when I said this years ago, people jumped on me. When I said Nick Mullins was more cerebral than Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, man. No, I'm not. He made better decisions than Jimmy.
Talk
Listen,
about
Nick Mullins.
I've been a youth football coach, and a youth football most times with your quarterback, you say, hey, Bobby, throw the ball to Keith.
So in other words,
that's pretty much your play.
So in other words, like we all agree, Jimmy G is a one-read quarterback.
Facts.
But see, that term is used for
self-defeating.
Okay.
See, a one-read quarterback. When I think of a one-read quarterback, I'm like, he can only go for one read. Not so much he can't read the field, but after that one read, he don't know his second, third, and fourth read. Now, there are times where he has time to find other guys. I'm at the game on Sunday, and I'm like, yo,
look over here.
He's not there. Turn your hand to the right. And listen, it was a play. Ayuk crossed his face. I mean, Ayuk crossed his face, sea walking. And I'm like, what you waiting for? Get him.
Hey, Kel, I got an analogy too. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story. Last fall, I went hunting with a cockeyed hunter and a deaf dog. My greatest word all day was being shot a damn bit. That's how it feels like watching the game sometimes. I ain't going to lie to you, all right? I ain't telling Jimmy no dog, and I ain't calling fucking Shanahan cockeyed. I'm just saying the danger is ever present.
Jimmy is not that old shit factor quarterback.
Real question.
Okay.
With our defense intact to the best of its abilities, so I'm taking E-Man out. I'm taking Kinlaw out. Or what I think will happen with Kinlaw.
Okay.
Do you think that Jimmy Garoppolo can win us the Super Bowl this year with this roster?
You said don't miss layups. But see, Prez, that's it. That's it. Jimmy misses way too many layups, bro.
We talking about in the past. We talking about this year. We talking in the past. We talking about this year.
Pratt, hold on. Pratt, I feel you, bro. I know we going. Pratt, Kev, yo, to our audience, bro. Let us know what you mean by layups, bro. Because when I think of layups, I'm thinking about
throws.
Thank you. The gimme throws. Listen.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan draws up gimme throws multiple times a game. Yeah. But in Jimmy's defense, on some of those gimme plays, it's a holding call. Illegal motion.
How do you blame the quarterback for that?
Okay. I mean, so things like that, or a drop. But
how do you blame the quarterback for that?
I don't think he is blaming the quarterback.
But,
I'm sorry.
But the times where everything is perfect, it seems like Jimmy makes mistakes at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? It's like Oh, he was wide open.
Kev, bro.
Dizzle, you was right.
This is what I told our general manager of the show, Kev. Yo, it's gonna come a time, Kev, and you know this, bro, because I've read some of your articles, man. It's gonna come a time that the defense is gonna force Jimmy G to win the damn game, yo. Last time Jimmy G, I think, if to my remembrance, played a really great game.
New Orleans.
Thank you, bro, and you know it, yo. So my
yo, man, this is getting depressing, man. We might have to switch.
Listen. No. Hey, Keith. Mark, I'm gonna tell you what Jimmy did that game. He did his job. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
No, but unfortunately, doing his job is a great game for Jimmy. My point is, when the run game and the defense falls short and we're losing,
right?
Jimmy's not talented enough to bring us back from that. That's just not him.
I agree with that. Now check this out. Now let's just say we're winning.
We were just down 14-0 on the road, and he brought us back like that.
Huh?
We was just down 14-0 on the road, and he brought us back just like that. Man,
did you watch the game?
What is? How old is you, bro?
Huh? Me?
Yeah, Kev.
I'm OG. Hey, I'm 44, bro. So
okay, because I
was in 1978.
So it gives me more context to what you've seen. But so I'm saying, past Steve Young, no, actually past Jeff Garcia. Past Jeff Garcia.
That's fair.
Steve Young.
No. I knew we were going to Cam. Hold on, Cam.
Joe Montana.
My bad. I'm saying like actual years wise. How many quarterbacks?
Kaepernick is way better than Jimmy G. Way better.
100%. But who else?
We talking about that. Yeah.
Who's better than him?
Who's better than who?
Jimmy Garoppolo. If it's not Colin Kaepernick.
And Alex Smith too. Alex Smith has the athleticism, bro. Like he made big plays. You want to talk about the New Orleans game? He won that game with that run against New Orleans down the sideline.
Facts. One of the best defenses of all time.
So Jimmy has always the best one of the best defenses all the time too.
But I mean, one of the best defenses all time yet.
But that 2019 defense
to be this year, yeah, bro. We went to the Super Bowl. He didn't lose us that Super Bowl. He
didn't win it for us. He kind of did lose it. He lost because it always comes to a point, like Kev says, where your quarterback has to make a play for you to win that game. In the fourth quarter, we're at 10 points in the fourth quarter. Just do something, dog.
I mean, that's true. Okay.
Press. My bad, Kev. Yeah, bro.
I'm gonna give you an analogy, Prez, and I love this analogy, and I think y'all gonna love it too. Jimmy's oh shit factor, playmaking ability, has a sign on it that says, "In case of emergency, break glass."
But you still ain't answer. I hear you. I hear you.
Oh shit.
Can we win a ring with Jimmy Garoppolo this year?
It depends on if it's good Jimmy or bad Jimmy.
So we know that.
So, Kev, what you just said was it's possible.
We don't know.
Is it possible?
Yes.
Can he?
If you're going to say it's 50-50, then you're saying it's possible.
And you know what it is?
But will he?
Thank you. That's the question. Prez, that's what I wanted to ask. Bro, I ain't want you to change.
Everything gotta be perfect, though.
Well,
I agree, Mark.
Yeah, but the thing is,
everything ain't perfect right now, and he out here balling, bro.
But we had to discuss. Reason why, I respect my brother's question. It's just that I think we all can agree Jimmy can, just like what you said, Kev. We need to experience that good Jimmy. Yes, we know that. Can he win it? Yes, but will he? My answer is still no.
How good do y'all need Jimmy Garoppolo to be?
I
Because
need him to do more than just jab. I need him to throw a knockout punch, and he ain't throwing no knockout punches.
so then tell your wide receivers to catch the ball.
I'll be right back, guys.
On
Tell
Sunday,
your wide receivers
hey, look,
to catch the ball.
Who we gonna tell him, Jimmy or the coach?
I'm telling you, look, when I was there on Sunday, bro.
Go ahead.
Hey, friends, look. When I saw Ray running downfield and he ran that post route, I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And why didn't Ray catch that ball?
Why have they dropped so many balls the last?
Why did Ray not catch that ball, Kev?
He's not good. I don't even know why we're running him on big receiving plays when we need big yards.
Not the ball.
Being honest with y'all, keep it a buck with y'all, bro. He's not good.
If you watch the play, number one, he's not a number one wide receiver. Number one, he's not the first option. Number one, so he's not used to running those kind of routes. That's number one. Number two, had he came a little more flat instead of running so towards the seam, he would have been in a better position to catch that.
All you have to do is reach out like you really wanted the ball, bro.
He good call, Gizzle.
It's like if he would have ran more of like a skinny post versus like a flag towards the seam. He would have been in a better position. Hell, he was off balance right before he tried to catch it.
So what we're talking about is we're scheming a play for an inexperienced receiver at the NFL level at a critical time on a long route. So that goes right back to the coach to me.
Yes.
So right. So why was that not Danny Gray? Why was that not somebody else? But see, unfortunately,
absolutely.
I think at that point in time, they knew who our playmakers were. So Kyle figured they'd never see this coming.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Neither did we.
And they didn't because he was butting it. He had like 2 steps on dude. But unfortunately, it went right off his fingertips.
Still got to execute.
Now
he played that so scared, man. He played it like
Charlie Warner, that hit him right in the hands, and he still dropped it.
Yeah, I miscalled that one.
So like I said,
miscalled that one.
When Jimmy does show up, they got to show up too. Yeah. But see, we can't keep saying what if. Do you realize we say what if a lot about Jimmy? What if we would have caught that? What if? What about all the other plays he didn't make though?
But what are we saying about him now?
What if?
This is what we got. This is my saying. If we're gonna have the Jimmy conversation, I'm open to hearing the criticism because I get it. But we talking about right now in this year. What are we complaining about with Jimmy Garoppolo? Because, bruh, his stats, if our wide receivers would have catch the ball, bro, he would have some of the best stats in the NFL right now, bro.
Prez, let me answer the question, Prez. Prez, let's liken this to boxing, okay? I knew some great fighters that could throw 100 jabs a fight, get knocked out in the 10th round by a right hand. That's what we're talking about. He got knocked the fuck out. Straight up. Excuse my language. Okay, if we can't throw a knockout punch, we can jab all day. And what's that cat that got all the money, walk around all the time, bald-headed dude? Worth $400 million, beat the restaurant, all, whatever. He walked around all that money because he's a good jab. He ain't really knocked nobody out that had no sense. All right, and he's on TV all the time with $200 million in his hand and no investment counselor. I'm just simply saying to you, we need the knockout ability. Excuse me, that was Soda talking.
Mayweather? Talking about Mayweather?
He talking about Mayweather.
Yeah, that's who it was, Mayweather. And I'm thinking, feel like calling Jimmy Fairweather, but it's okay.
I mean, listen, you know what? I'm gonna give you a simpler analogy.
Please do, because that's that damn Club Soda talking.
If any of y'all play hoop, if I know a guy can only go left, I'm gonna shade him left.
Yeah,
that's true.
So what can you do when I make you play with your offhand?
Real
when
talk.
Jimmy's forced to play with his offhand, he don't play with. So my thing is, he's just not. That's why I come back to what I'm saying. He's not talented enough to overcome when the defense falls short and the run game falls short.
I think that's more coaching though, because why can't you put him in a position where he's not in that position so many times?
We said that earlier.
Like, though, bro.
But we gotta remember the offensive line plays a part too. Because when Jimmy G is rushed to throw a ball down the field, I give credit for Jimmy to stay in the pocket because that's who he is.
He getting
I
whacked.
give him credit for taking those.
He take them hits, bro. He take them hits. He take them.
He take those hits.
You're right, Mark.
We gotta guys. We gotta remember our offensive line. They gotta protect better. Also, they gotta protect better. Also,
I can't argue with that.
But
you know what?
But y'all know I'm eating Jimmy G's lunch if he's missing a wide open wide receiver. I ain't talking about throwing to it and they drop it. I'm talking about he's missing.
He misses layups.
I got a great answer for your question now, Prez.
Yeah, no,
Prez, you asked me, or you asked the panel, can Jimmy G win the Super Bowl, right? In the event the defense falls short, right?
Yeah,
that's what you asked me.
Yeah,
he can win the Super Bowl if we're winning. If we're losing already, no, he can't.
Kev, that's what I said earlier, Kev.
Wait. Hold on, Kev, though. We were winning by 10 points at the end of the fourth quarter, again in the Super Bowl, 10 points in the NFC Championship at the end of the fourth quarter. We were winning until we weren't.
And look,
hey, Prez, why'd you get up and tell us you're wearing underwear? Hold on a second. We just had a moment. Prez stood up, got so mad he showed us his red underwear. Why you trying to tell us, bro? What's up?
No, I'm listening to Jizzle.
No, you don't get away with it. You don't get a pass on that one, son. Come on now.
He's not a closer. He's not a closer.
You know what it is?
He's not a closer.
He's not a closer. He's not a closer. I give you that. He's not a closer.
Based on what Kev just said, think about it, guys.
Yeah,
if we're losing, if we're losing, I think there's pressure on Jimmy. But if we're winning, we're more concerned about Jimmy being able to convert with his arm. And my thing is, which one we'd rather have?
Okay.
Like down the line, are you more confident with Jimmy extending the play while we're winning to close out a game? Or when we're losing and we're trying to win the game? Me personally, I got to answer my own question. I'm more confident of us having a lead, and I'm more confident of Jimmy G.
Oh, of course. Everybody.
I totally agree with you.
Hey,
everybody. Hey, do you want Dak in that position?
And guess what?
Do you want Kirk Cousins in the position?
I'm going to smack you across the
I'm
head.
going to ask you a bunch of quarterbacks that people say are better than Jimmy, because I will tell you, Jimmy's road in the playoffs, except for like last year, I mean, because he was so injured, you know what I'm saying? But his road in the playoffs, bro, he didn't have it easy.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you somebody Jimmy G's better than I never thought I would say. He's better than Russell Wilson right now.
Bro. Go ahead. My bad, Kev. My bad. Go ahead.
Please listen. Don't put Jimmy and playoffs in the same sentence. Bring up Jimmy playoff stats.
Oh,
they got quiet in the motherfucker, didn't it?
Oh,
okay. Well, what are Jimmy's stats? It's more than obvious, 100%, but it's more than obvious at this point that Shanahan is going in run first period. If you're in the playoffs with Jimmy, what are Jimmy's?
We play in Minnesota.
What are Jimmy's stats getting to the playoffs?
The ball out of Jimmy's hands and gave it to Mostert 18,000 times because he wasn't trying to have Jimmy lose a game for him.
Oh, you also ran for a record number of yards almost.
Yeah.
Who's passing in that situation?
Okay, so look.
When you're literally putting together in the playoffs one of the best run games ever, who's passing? We're a run first offense. This is what I'm saying. Like Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm not saying Jimmy Garoppolo. It probably sound like to somebody listening, it's like, oh, I think that Jimmy's better than you're saying that he is, Kev, and he's not. You're describing Jimmy Garoppolo perfectly. But here's what I'm saying. There are a lot of factors that go into a ceiling that any quarterback is going to put up in the West Coast offense unless your name's Joe Montana or Steve Young. Because if you take those two out, there's a history of West Coast quarterbacks and there's not a history of West Coast quarterback names. So it's not easy, and there's I'm not even going to say it's easy. There's not a lot of numbers to be sought in this type of system when it's at its peak because it's a run-first system, period.
I don't
You're
think
right,
this is a
Chris.
West Coast offense though anymore.
Huh?
I really don't think this is a West Coast offense anymore. It's way different than.
It's definitely not because it's Trey. It's not Jimmy anymore. That it's not Jimmy. Yeah, it's not that anymore. And that's what I'm saying. And here's the factor. It's not the same offense anymore. And Jimmy's playing the best he's ever played in this offense.
I got
too much to add. I'm sorry.
No,
is it too much to ask to tell you
who he has been in this offense this year?
Is it too much to ask to consider that Jimmy's best that he can play is not sufficient if we're going to play the same game plan?
That's what I'm saying.
It's just got us. It's just got us to the NFC Championship game.
No. We're talking about this year. We agreed that the scheme changed for this year.
No. So I'm saying yes. There's no. How can we not say that Jimmy Garoppolo can not win us a Super Bowl when the defense was the best he's ever had and the offense he's ever had, and he's already went to the NFC Championship and lost the Super Bowl.
Friends, we're not saying that.
We're not in the past. We're talking about right here, right now.
I'm not saying your word.
Oh, okay.
When I mentioned the past, there's the proof.
And listen,
I bring up what's actually happened.
For those of y'all, for those we call them Jimmy Sexuals, for those Jimmy Sexuals, and for the record, Real Talk made that term, Jimmy Sexuals. That came from Real Talk made that term. But my point is, for anybody who say, analysts who say, Jimmy took them, Jimmy did this, Jimmy that, Jimmy didn't drive us nowhere. Jimmy was just in the
No one said he did, though. But who's saying that Jimmy Garoppolo took us to the playoffs?
I'm not saying that. All they say is, though, Jimmy took them.
A lot of people say that. They do.
So are you saying that I've said that? Because I've not said
No. We're talking about the media. Like the media general. I know what you're saying.
But I'm saying the real fans know the truth about Jimmy Garoppolo is what I'm getting at. Is what I was asking. Because real fans know the truth that he can only get you so far. Everybody knows real Jimmy Garoppolo.
The same way Jimmy can probably win you a game. He can lose that motherfucker.
Hey, but that's 95% of quarterbacks.
Nah. Hey, Pat Mahomes got to try real hard to lose a game for you.
Are we talking about playoffs? Because he don't lose regular season.
Everything, bro. Everything.
No, I'm saying that if we're not talking about playoffs, I'm saying Jimmy Garoppolo don't lose games like that. So Jimmy Garoppolo,
he lost at the Tennessee game that took us out of.
No, that's not. I'm not saying that. Yes, he's lost us individual games in collective. I'm saying overall, Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't lose a lot of football games. Period. Yes,
the Niners don't lose a lot of football games.
Either way, but that's
Jimmy G.
Anybody. Either way, that's anybody.
I'm going to say something as a senior man on the panel. As you get older, you learn a few things, and I've already told you about how peeing is important. But let me just say this to you,
bro. Give it to him. Give it to him. Go ahead, give it to him.
I'm just saying the term Jimmy Sexual had me messed up at the word go. Yeah. I got called a player fan early in the season, but I swear to God. Hey, Brad, I hear the word Jimmy Sexual. If that ain't on a t-shirt next week, I will eat my hat. I'm gonna tell you something, real talk. Jimmy Sexual like saying you ain't quite queer, but you're walking funny. That is awful. You know what I'm saying? You singing in a choir and you singing tenor, but you got a beard. It ain't quite walking right. I'm just saying it ain't right. So you keep holding on to the ball. It takes on a different meaning when you hold on to the ball too long. I'm simply saying, sometimes you got to let go of the ball. Walk right, talk right, stand up. And as an older cat, I'm saying one thing. I got to pee.
Real talk though, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not expecting Jimmy to win us a Super Bowl. I'm expecting Shanahan to eventually figure it out and win us a Super Bowl. And like whether that means
so Jizzle, let me ask you this, right?
Yeah.
If your defense and your run game fall flat on their face, can Jimmy win the game for us?
No, I can't. I don't trust him as far as I could spit. But but there have been even look at Stafford last year. Go look at his playoff stats. They won the Super Bowl, and he led the league in pick sixes. He did not have a good playoff run. He didn't have a good nothing, but they won. So good coaching, he gets you very far. I mean, Trent Dilfer has a bling. Like, come on, man, he won a ship. Like, you can win with less.
Different over Jimmy.
Nah, that's a little much.
Right? Like, who would you in this situation? He came in as a backup. Like, we're talking about the dude that's a backup. We know what he's here for. Like, what are people expecting with Jimmy Garoppolo in this offense? Like, we know what he is. Everybody knows what he is. But what can't nobody tell me is a time better, unless you want to say 2007 when he first got here before the injury, that he's played better football as the quarterback of our football team. So, like, what are we really complaining about?
And listen, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you, because listen, I live by a creed. I live by a couple creeds, but I live by one main creed. I lie for you before I lie to you, right?
100%.
So I lie for you before I lie to you. With that said, Jimmy, like a wise man once said, I think I heard John Chapman say it on our show one night.
Okay.
He said, if you start a fire and put that fire out, don't make you a hero.
Facts.
So basically, most times, the holes we in, because the offense fell short. And Jimmy he led the league in fourth quarter drives. Yeah, he needed to. He got us there.
No, facts.
Hey, I got a question for you, Kev. Like, so all being said and stuff, because I want to know, how did you feel when Trey Lance first went down? Because me and Mark was at the game, and I was so depressed. Everybody was like, "Bro," trying to cheer me up, bro. It's like, bro,
I'm gonna tell you like this. Died. I told my real talk brothers, I told my daddy, I told my mama, whoever will listen.
Uh-huh.
We had this Atlanta trip planned for months.
Right.
When Trey got hurt, I'm about to say, man, fuck that Atlanta trip. But it's the main reason, because I feel you. When shit break down, unfortunately, he can't.
It breaks down.
You know what I'm saying? Just like damn.
I'm pretty sure that all hurt us to our heart, man. And and like Jizzle said, being that we was at the game, yo, Kev, I was going to get me and my family some food. And I was watching the game on the screen. Yo, man. I was so mad at Kyle Shanahan. I had to find a way to just let it go, man, because I was pissed, yo. I was pissed.
Oh,
let me give Kyle Shanahan a reprieve on that play, Mark. On that play now.
I think you're about to say
Trey should not have kept it. It was a read option. Right. It's not an RPO like everybody says. It wasn't a design run. He was supposed to hand it off to the running back.
Wasn't that the play that Debo?
This is why I fought Kyle.
No. It's the one. Oh yeah, it is. It is the one that Debo ran the big run on earlier.
Right. Well, Debo said that Trey was supposed to give him the ball, but
he was supposed to give him the ball. That's what I'm saying. I watched it over a few times because I was so hurt, and I wanted to blame Kyle Shanahan like that too. And then after watching it, I was like, "Damn, you're supposed to hand that off, bro. You wasn't even supposed to take off with it."
This is where I blame Kyle. I know he's pretty good with his legs, and like I put in one of my articles, you don't got to make him a slave to his legs, though. You don't got to run zone read him like that. Let that man throw the ball from the pocket. Let that man
the Jimmy G playbook. I want him to have the Jimmy G playbook.
You know what I'm saying? So, do I blame Kyle for him getting hurt right there? No, because Kyle didn't say, "Hey, Trey, keep it." Trey kept it. It was a fluke. It was a fluke freak accident. I thought he had a concussion. I thought he got a helmet to the head.
Right.
That's why he was down.
Exactly.
But when the camera panned, and his foot looked like he was an L. I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, hold on."
Yep.
So So I don't fault Kyle for that play, but I do fault Kyle for trying to limit him to his legs.
Fact.
I will say that.
That's well said. That's well said.
Yeah, I can agree.
But Prez, to answer your question again, can Jimmy do it? I think so, but I don't know. But unfortunately, we have no evidence that he can in the big game. Because
Kev,
100%.
Kev, let me ask you a question. Should it be up to Jimmy to have to do it?
I say no.
It's game from no. You know what I'm saying?
No. All right, so let's be honest about it. Let's change the conversation to where it belongs, I believe. Can Shanahan call better games?
you.
With Jimmy, he's limited, man. It's almost
And
like
if you know that going in, and you're a great quarterback coach like he's supposed to be, you can coach around it. We've seen it happen in 2 of the 3 victories already. When he reverts back to the same old BS he was doing before, Jimmy can't function and won't function in that setup.
And I feel you. I do. But you know what? What Jimmy remind me of too, and sadly, Jimmy remind me of the kicker you really don't see.
The what?
A kicker. Like I'm saying, like, hey man, look, I hate to have to lean on you, but we're down by 2. No pressure, but if he misses the kick, we lose.
Yeah. That's
what
what I said earlier, yo.
Facts.
I was saying, what position we'd rather be on, and Pratt said it. We all would like to have the lead, but have Jimmy keep converting on downs.
Facts.
To run the game out.
Now,
you want him to run the game out rather than win the game out.
No, let's flip it. Let's go back to what my uncle said. Let's flip it. Let's just say we're losing, and they pack in the box with 8 players, like you said, Kevin. I've always said this many shows ago. The defense is not threatened by Jimmy G's arm
at all.
They're gonna try him. So what?
I'm threatened by it.
Huh?
I'm threatened by it because it's too damn short.
But my thing is this: all I'm saying is, and maybe I'm the lone wolf. Yo, I want Jimmy G to be the answer. I want his arm to be the answer while we win games. He has to show the secondary that his arm is a threat. We got to.
And I keep saying that his arm is the question we have not answered, and we have not answered for more than 1 season.
Right.
All right. And if Purdy ain't got a gun or whatever we like to say, and yes, I did bring it up, Press, because I got it right. You can stay on Jimmy G, and I'm gonna stay on Purdy because he showed me enough to make me not. If he has to throw the ball all practice long, 40 yards plus with accuracy on the run, give us that arrow in our quiver.
I would say this to your comment, Uncle Keith. Real talk. I think our brothers on the panel will agree. I would say this regarding Purdy. I think the only time we would see Purdy if Jimmy G was to have another game like Denver.
I'm going to say this to the whole panel.
Jimmy G has been playing well this year, and I don't like Jimmy G. Like we've made an effort to throw deep balls. We made a couple deep balls, and what happened? The guys don't catch the ball, man. And Jimmy threw a nice deep ball. He threw a couple nice deep balls. Like I've never seen Jimmy G throw deep balls like he's throwing this year to try to do what you said, Mark. To try to keep the defense off it. Make them play it. Make them play on it. And so Jimmy G is not the reason we are losing. We've dedicated all this time talking about how bad he is, and we know what his limitations are, but he ain't been the reason this year. I would tell you. I'll be the first one to tell you.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
What you thanking me for? A napkin to wipe your mouth because you slobbering. This is wrong. This is 100% wrong. I'm going to tell you why I say it's 100% wrong. I never said Jimmy G was the main problem. I simply said he was being schemed in a way he could not be successful.
We've always said that, though. No, I'm just.
No, it's okay. I was giving you a napkin.
Hey, y'all, why? I love y'all, man. I'm saying. I'll come back on here, man. I'm saying, for real.
You coming back to see us?
Hey,
look.
Next time, bring some apples. We like to eat.
I'm gonna give y'all another analogy. One of y'all said something about. I think Uncle, it was you. You said call something different. Do something different. Call some different plays. And I think all y'all here old enough to remember the game Tecmo Bowl, right? Remember
Tecmo? What?
Yeah. Tecmo Bowl, right? Now, listen. I say Jimmy is Tecmo Bowl. Trey is Madden in terms of the play selection, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to be unpredictable when you only got 4 plays to shoot from. Now, God damn it, you can hope if you press up and B and the defense don't press up and B, you know what I'm saying?
But you understand, just But sometimes, Kev, understand this. The threat of something different is as effective as something different. If you slap that cat out there and he hands the ball off, it still changes the dynamics. We are so predictable, it is ridiculous.
But that's on Shanahan. That is you do
and
realize.
Press,
and I will say it didn't help when we called something different.
Nah.
Them 2 deep shots and they dropped the passes. That shit didn't help. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know that we average the most. We have the most percentage drop. It's like 10.9%.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We've been dropped.
You're right.
Yeah. And what was the other one?
You talking about the being that Cal is 0-26?
0-26 when they're down by 4.
Yo, it's hard now. Yo, I will always eat Kyle Shanahan lunch for not being more aggressive in the second half, yo.
Man, facts. Second half.
I mean, we ran 5 series and scored 0 points in the second half.
Yo, man.
Now, how do you call yourself a coach? Well, who do you blame that on? I can't question the coach. I can't question the quarterback. Can't question the running backs. I'm just saying we ran 5 offensive series in the second half for 0 points. One of which was a 13-play drive for 8 minutes, which resulted in 0 points.
Ridiculous with the game on the line.
Are we questioning an offensive genius like that? Like,
hey, look here, man. If I want a cherry pie and I get blackberry, I'm gonna call everybody and not a genius. I got the wrong formula. I got the wrong recipe. Something ain't right. Yeah. And in 13 plays, and you down by 14, and you been down by 14 the entire second half.
What up, Lawrence?
You feel what I'm saying?
100%.
Who do you blame it on? Do you blame it on the guys that's executing the plays you calling? Does Jimmy G call out audibles?
No, he can't, and that's what he talks about. You don't have that freedom. It's what Kyle said it is.
Yo, that's I'll give you this. I'll give you this, Chris. If he calls an audible on his own and it's successful, I'll get off his back.
That's a good question.
Feel me. I got a fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
In the Super Bowl, right? Everybody kept saying, why didn't Kyle run the ball? Why didn't Kyle run the ball? Do y'all know that Kyle was calling run plays, but Jim was chucking out of them? But the but he was missing. He was missing. He can, and he throw a pass and miss. So Kyle had run plays called, but Jimmy checked out of them. So that's why Jimmy can't audible.
Oh, okay.
Because
in the second half?
Huh?
I missed that in the second half.
Yeah, so think about it. Kyle had run plays called, but Jimmy checked out of them.
And are you talking about this past Sunday? Or you talking about
in the Super Bowl versus Chiefs?
Oh, okay.
I said not this Sunday. Shit, I was like, hey.
Jimmy checked out of him. And
I was about to check my soda.
Here, he made the right call, but he didn't execute.
Facts.
Fred, what you eat, man?
That's true.
I
want to know what happened to the aggressive Kyle Shanahan that was the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. That's the one we need to show back up.
Who was the quarterback?
He's so conservative, man. Like he just switched like party sides. Like he was a Democrat and now he's a Republican. He's Mitt Romney now, bro. Like he used to be.
Who was the quarterback?
Jizzle, you know why? And like Uncle Keith is leading towards. Let's start with the offensive line. Kyle Shanahan's offensive line with a lot of Atlanta Falcons was way better than that offensive line. Even better than 2019 offensive line, in my opinion. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Now back to what Uncle Keith said. He had Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, he wasn't mobile.
Well, he had Julio.
But he was
accurate.
He was efficient. He was efficient, and he was accurate with his passing.
And he could go over the top of the defense.
Exactly.
Hey, yeah, but he was throwing Julio Jones. Let's not get it twisted.
Exactly.
And he had Tevin Coleman and Devonta Freeman at their peak.
Devonta Freeman. Yeah.
Let's not pretend.
Devonta Freeman's a difference maker.
God, he had him a year, but he was loaded, bro. And who else? He had another wide receiver.
What?
Yo,
Sanu was one of them. And then there was
Yeah. But you know what, Jizzle, Kev, Prez had mentioned this earlier, and I just want to ask y'all regarding this question regarding wide receivers. Do y'all think being that Ayuk and Debo being 6 feet tall, do y'all think that's an issue as far as being a wide receiver going down the field as a threat? Do you think
it's definitely an issue for somebody that ain't good at throwing the ball deep?
I was going to answer the question the same way he was by saying this: if you got a good enough arm, speed makes a difference for height. But when you have a bad arm, height makes a difference for lack of a quarterback arm. So to answer the question directly, yes, it does make a difference.
Right. Yeah. So.
And Kyle Shanahan has a type. He only drafts those certain kind of receivers. Pettis was the same height and build as them. Ayuk, he wants those shorter receivers that run their routes precisely. But you don't even have a quarterback like that. We need a red zone threat. When's the last time we had a guy that you could just throw it up there and say, hey, a fade route?
We got JJ. We got JJ. They just got to use him.
But honestly, I agree with Prez. I agree with you, but we do have a red zone threat. It's just that we don't utilize them enough. Like I was telling y'all before our season started, I knew something was going on with Kittle. I knew he was hurt. I know people were saying regarding the fans, like, yo, why we wasn't using Kittle that much last year? Because he was hurt. I knew he was hurt. Something was going on.
What about this year then? But what about this year?
Even during the practices, if y'all been paying attention, Kittle wasn't practicing with the team. He was practicing on the sideline.
Kittle had 10 targets last game, 8 receptions for 83 yards.
No, this year, Jizzle, real talk.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. Kittle. This is another bad thing I could say about Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah,
you let Kittle become. Everybody talked about him as one of the best tight ends. Now they go back to talking about him as one of the best blocking tight ends because that's all he ever does.
Jizzle, I agree with you, bro. And that goes back to what I was saying. Yo, bro, he was hurt last year. And for some reason, that lingered into this season. I'm telling you, they've been keeping it quiet. That's why I've been paying attention.
You think he's still hurt?
I think he's getting better. I think he's getting better. I think he's gradually getting better, guys. I'm telling you. I don't listen. What other reason why they haven't been utilizing him? You follow what I'm saying? And if you listen to Kittle closely and attentively, he'll let you know like he's getting better as far as like health wise. You follow what I'm saying?
Okay. I feel you, but like it also could just be that we have a young offensive line, and even if they've been overachieving and playing above their heads, they probably feel better with that extra inline blocker, just to make sure everything's good. You know what I mean? It could be a lot of things because I've seen him pass blocking too. I understand the run blocking. Obviously, he's one of the best He's maybe the best run blocking tight end in the league. But the pass blocking, we've been seeing him pass blocking more than twos.
You know where that comes from? You know where that come from? In my humble opinion, y'all may agree with me or disagree. You know where that come from?
What?
That comes from lack of protection on our offensive line, and lack of trust.
Y'all remember when I said this?
I agree with the trust.
Y'all remember when I said this exact thing is going to play out the way it's going to play out, the way it's been with Kittle.
Yeah.
It's
what I will say to you, Prez, is that when we did our game predictions about the season, you were the one that had the most losses based upon our offensive line. And for that, I will say that you were spot on, even as much of us didn't agree with that. We were more ambitious, thinking that the talent around Trey was enough to overcome. But when Trey left, and I wanted to change my predictions, Mark said no, and it's okay. But it's really playing itself out. Our offensive line and defensive line is the key to our whole team right now.
Our offensive line is not playing bad, though, guys. Let's not go and talk about the offensive line like they're playing bad. They're not playing bad. They're actually playing better than we all could have thought.
They're not. They're now, Jizzle. They're not playing good in the run game.
Thank you.
They're not playing good in the run game.
No, it's on running backs.
No, Jizzle. No, Jizzle.
No. Okay, did they make him fumble though? Like I'm lost though.
No. This is
I give you that.
This is what I will say. We've been playing without Trent Williams, and McGlinchey's kind of been in and out the last couple of weeks. So there's definitely context to the struggle.
Yeah, Williams helps on the run game too. Yes.
Yeah, 1,000%. There is context to why we are struggling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. All I'm saying, just because it's the 26th game, there's context to that. But our run game is not good.
You know what it is? You know what it is? My bad, Pred. My apologies, bro. You know what it is, Pred? Jizzle, my bad. Jizzle, it's the situational downs, Jizzle. That's what it always been on third down. But what it is, let me give you facts. So, out of 32 teams on offense, our offense, surprisingly, we're number 7. We're ranked 7.
Total, is that for total offense?
Total off.
Okay, I got you.
On offense. As far as
on third down, guess where we rank?
No. Passing. Let me correct myself. Passing. We're number 7. Ranked number 7 at passing. You know what we ranked at rushing? 26.
Told you.
26 out of 32 teams.
Okay. Just me being a Madden player, I would pass to make you respect that I can run.
The exact opposite of what we did last game.
Right.
Pass to set up the run.
Yes. No, so here's the thing, Jizzle, and I'll say this and I'll be done. Now you go back to what happened in Denver. Shanahan called last week's game like he called Denver. It's the only 2 times that it's happened this season, and we lost both ways. You know what I'm saying? And it happened off top because Shanahan came out and run on first and second down. What did I say the week before? I said there's going to be a time. I didn't think it was going to happen so soon because I honestly overlooked Atlanta 1,000%. No bullshit, obviously. And so, and even Mark called it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, they came out partially because we were down 7-0. He went right back into old Shanahan mode. What did I say? There was going to be turmoil, and what would happen? Shanahan would either fold, they would come together, or Jimmy was going to fold. And so far, it's Shanahan folding.
So you're saying Shanahan folded?
This word, Prez, I got to give you Prez.
I think he's right.
It's been a million times where Shanahan had called a play in the game. And I thought he pressed the wrong button when he picked the play. Like,
talk about it.
All that?
Yeah, man.
I totally agree with Prez on that. Like Shanahan folded, bro.
I can't disagree either. I totally agree with Prez on that.
He had all-world success last week with Tevin Coleman and our offense by how we do the screens. Not only to Tevin, how he did it to Coleman, how he did it to Kittle, how he did it to Juice. What's he come back and do the very next week?
Nothing.
The road. None of it. It's his ego. It's his fault. I was about to cuss for real.
What I'm saying. I'd rather lose his way than win somebody else's.
That's the realest shit ever. It's the realest shit ever. That is the realest excitement that I can now accept. And y'all, my shit is Shannon Perez. That's my guy. $100,000. He named his son. He named his son Carter because of Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
That, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but yo, he will lose his way before he wins, and it's like, we can't hold that
against. His dad was the same way. His dad was stubborn like that too. Like even when they had RG3 and they should have just sat him down, his knee was already hurt. They was like, nah, we already got this way running him to the ground. We're gonna run him to the ground. Fuck his career. And what happened? Dumb.
And it did exactly what they said it was gonna do. They messed his career.
And they did the same thing to Trey Lance, if you really think about it, because not on that particular play, but if you really want to know, Trey Lance was on pace for having the most quarterback carries in history over Lamar Jackson too.
Yo,
history, he was on pace for like 15 carries a game.
And in history,
no lie,
in the history of the world, Craig,
that's a mistake.
That shit look like that shit look like
a
mediocre.
Like for real.
Hey, gentlemen, when I was a kid,
eventually that takes a toll on you. Like we could look at Cam Newton, because Cam Newton had that Superman celebration he did, and everybody thought he was Superman. But every hit counts in this league. It doesn't matter how big you are. Every hit takes a toll. You may feel it and be like, "Oh, I'm good," but I'm young and everything. But every day you get older, and every hit gets harder. And the more they
life,
can hit
that's a fact.
That is a fact. And that's in life, and that's in football, and that's in general, and everything.
And speaking of which, when I was 7 years old,
you got to go to work. Every day you got to go to work. You get a little bit more tired till you glad it's Friday. You know what I mean? And that's the thing.
I'm in that position now. I'm getting older, and it's time for me to go to bed.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man.
In all due respect and all love,
I
done stayed up 45 minutes past my bedtime.
Already, Kev.
This is one of the best shows. Hey, Kev, man, for real though, man.
Yeah.
Jizzle, love having you. Prayers.
Thank you.
What's up?
We gonna bang till we can't bang no more. Nephew.
You know I love you, Steve. You know what's up.
But I'm gonna hang in for another 6 minutes. Y'all do your thing. Let's go.
First and foremost, Kev, man, you know what's up, bro.
You brought it.
You know I appreciate you, man. Absolutely. Shout out to you and Donald, man, and Dave and Jew, right?
Yeah, Jew the Great. Yeah, Jew.
I said, what's up, man? Yo, man, we appreciate your support, man. I know it takes
real life, bro.
But for real though, you want to send us a link? Let me know. I'll come on your show, partner.
I appreciate y'all, man. Yeah. We're gonna collab. You feel me?
Yeah. Hands down.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna have fun though.
Hey, Prez, you a fool, Prez, man.
I rock with you, bro.
I think blowing that drone too, man. Yeah, man.
Hold on.
You feel me?
Hey, Kev. Let's talk chemistry. When you go from hot air, you get steam. When you get steam, it turns into liquid. You know what I'm saying now? It turns into liquid. And that ice keeps the liquid solid.
Yeah. And look, I can refill my drink while you bullshit.
What the hell you talking about, for that.
Hey, man. Hey, Mark, appreciate you, man. Shoot me the link, man. I was really just coming in to show love and talk shit, but,
man.
Here I is, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It was fun.
Yeah, man.
Real quick.
Hey, look. Hey, real quick too, Mark, man. Look. There was a point in time, it was just me and Don, bro.
I know.
And Don, we had 3 people, including me and Don. You know what I'm saying? So now we up over 4,000, man. Keep grinding, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
You keep being you. Y'all keep being real. Stay true to what y'all know. Create your own lane and stay in it, and don't let nobody else try to take you off your path, bro. Keep going, man. Like we at 4 now, trying to get to 5 and 10. Y'all gonna be there too, man. It's the 90 community. I don't think no other team has as many content creators as we do. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, with that said, it may be 10 million of them, but all 10 million ain't thorough. You feel me? So just be thorough. And be real, man. And talk that real talk. You feel me?
Let be all right. Let me respond to you, bro. Let me respond. And I'm gonna say this peacefully. I gotta say this for all of us, meaning us, the faithful huddle. Yo, again, thank you. God bless you. What you said to me, likewise to you and the brothers. I will also say this. Regarding the likes and the subscribes, God willing, that's gonna come, man. Like when me and Don used to talk on the phone, we used to tell each other, like, yo, man, we don't do this for no money, no accolades, or nothing like that, man. What you just mentioned, God willing, that's gonna come. Reason why we do this, and I'm pretty sure the same way, man. We love talking regarding our 49ers, man.
Yeah.
And I always
share a story with you real quick before I go, man. So, and this happened on my mama. Ella B. Reed, my mama, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Walker is a maiden name. On my mama, Ella B. Walker. We at the game.
Yeah.
At the halftime, folks got up, go get drinks and food. I'm walking on a torn ACL. I'm like, I'm good. I'm saying, I'm sitting right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a big nigga as it is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, hey, I'm not doing that walking. So I stayed in my seat. it was a dude sitting one row up above us, 2 seats to my right, and he was in the seat. He's like, "Hey man, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yeah, man, we talking about football."
Yeah.
And so I'm like, "Hey man, I question for you, man. You watching any podcasts?" He was like, I watch a few. I said, "Okay, so hey man, what podcast you watch?" I swear to God, this happened just like this. I said, "What podcast you watch?" He was like, "Man, I watch one in particular." I said, "Okay, so," and I didn't expect it to be us. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, "What do you watch?" He was like, "I watch a podcast called Real Nana Talk," and I was like, "Real Nana Talk."
He didn't recognize you though.
I'm about to say that, Jill.
So I said Real Nana Talk. So I picked my chain up. I said, "You mean like Real Talk?" You're like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Hey man, that was Don and Jude." He was like, "Yo, I watch our show, man. I can't wait." I'm like, what are the chances, bro, of the one person sitting behind me?
That's just God.
Yeah.
I asked him what show he watched, and he said he watched our show, bro. I mean, I'm telling you, Mark, man, keep going, bro. It's somebody always out there watching.
Nah, I'm sorry. Motherfucker will recognize my tall ass because I can't even get away with nothing. I go to the bathroom for 15 minutes. No, you'd be like, "Damn, I saw you was going for a while." You're like, "Damn, motherfucker." Like,
even just meeting people. I met people over the weekend I've known on Facebook for years, but I never met them before. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, like y'all know who Tina Jackson is? She do a show like Sports Talk by Tina or Tina Jackson or
Tina Jackson. Okay, I got
Gina. You said Gina, not
right.
Tina.
You said
Gina by the baby?
Tina?
Yeah, Tina.
Gina.
Right.
Nina.
Yeah,
okay.
Tina. Okay, I got you. We do know.
Oh, you said Tina, Jizzle, not Gina. Tina.
I thought you said Gina.
What are we saying? Nina, Tina, or Gina?
Tina, so, like Tina.
Ever saying Tina.
Like
Tina with T. So
okay. I got you.
She got a sports talk show. She do
no. It's Gina. Her name is Gina though.
No, he's saying Tina. No,
it's Tina D. Jackson.
Hey, friends, put pass.
He said with a T, bro. He just did the T.
I know you kept saying Gina, but anyway,
Anyway, so I've known her for years on Facebook. We in the club. We at the Bermuda bar when we doing our meet and greet. I seen her like, oh shit, that's Tina. So I tapped on her shoulder, and she was like, hold on. I'm like, Tina. She looks at it. Oh my God! I'm telling you, man, just doing what we do, it bring you close to people you never thought you would meet, bro. Or just people that you cool with, and it's a humbling experience when y'all gonna be out somewhere and they're gonna know y'all from y'all show. And when I was with nothing but Niners. You know what I'm saying? When I was rocking with them back in the day, in 2019 for the Steelers, it was the home opener.
Yeah,
we at the little bar and everything. And we come out the bathroom. That's when they started calling me Hollywood Kev. Because I promise you, I didn't think people knew who I was like that. We come out the bathroom. I say, hey, Kev, and I'm like, hey man, who was you? Like I told you that was him, and I'm like, whoa, wait, what's going on?
Kev. Kev, I gotta ask you this.
Are you gonna be at the game this Sunday, bro?
Yeah.
Where you gonna be at, bro? I'm gonna be there, bro.
No. This Sunday, no. I was there last Sunday.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be there, bro.
You know, I mean, but the fact that people knew who I was, bro.
Okay, I was trying to see if, we can do a little meetup, bro. I'm gonna be out there.
When you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life. You know what I'm saying? If I could stop working and do this, I would. But unfortunately, right now we ain't getting paid like that. You know we ain't getting paid at all. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I love. You know what I'm saying? So one day I'll let her retire and just do this. You know what I'm saying? So y'all boys keep going, bro.
Yeah. The word be all right. Real life.
All right, so appreciate that, man. Again, Faithful Huddle, y'all know I appreciate each and every one of you, man. You know I love you guys, and God bless you guys.
I keep trying to show you my glass game is getting up.
I see.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't too steady with the Eddie, but it's there.
Get you one of these, man.
Real talk,
man.
Yeah, with that said, man, to our faithful viewers and also to our upcoming faithful viewers, God bless each and every one of you. We hope that you enjoyed our show. We was freestyling tonight. We respect each and every one of our opinions regarding our team. With that said, we're gonna get out of here. Faithful Huddle, y'all got anything before we out?
Nah, man, appreciate y'all watching as always. Kev, appreciate you sliding through, bro.
Hey, If y'all on Twitter, man, shoot me a follow, man. I follow back. Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is, I follow back.
Kev, we're gonna find you.
I already think I follow you.
We're gonna find. I'm gonna say I got one thing to say before I go home. Kev, I knew I liked you immediately because you got that liar's gap like I got. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it's good for whistling and for walking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They make a fine girl think she's skinny. Make a fat girl think she can dance. It makes a hungry person think they fool. And guess what?
Yeah, brother.
I'm always
close. Got me wisdom, bro. Wisdom.
I just had a bird. You know what, though? We're going to hook up. I'm going to start flying again, y'all. So what I promise you, a year from today, no matter where we at, I'm going to put together a team and some tickets for all of us to get together.
Why wait a year? The season's going. You can fly one of these days.
Bro. I told you, I'm almost 60. I'm trying to put them coins together. Are you for real, though? I got a plan for when I'm stop working.
You selling all these cars, bro. You selling all these cars.
I'm going to tell you what. For real, I'm selling cars like candy bars. I ain't going to lie to you.
I already
know. I had a lady say to me, I didn't come to buy a car. I said, you're not buying a car, baby. You're paying for the experience.
Yeah.
For real, though.
Yeah, you're paying for these laughs.
Look. There was a dog walking across the street earlier today. He turned around and said to me, you know what? I was going to piss right here, but you closed. I'm going to go to the neighbor's house. I got to go. I'm telling you, it's ABC. Always be closing. Always be closing.
Oh, man. Hey,
I love y'all for real, though. Love all of y'all.
Hey, Jizzy, got anything, bro, before we out?
I do got one thing though, because as much as I get on Jimmy G and everybody knows I didn't want him to be the starter this year and everything, man, I just want to stay optimistic because this is what I live for. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be at the game against the Chiefs this week. Rooting them on, man. It took me a while to get back here because I was hurt when Trey Lance went down, but you know, I still want to be optimistic and believe in something greater than ourselves.
I do want to say one more thing, man. You know, I know it's not this serious, but listen, man. I was born in San Francisco, California, September 1st, 1978. You feel me? So I never had more than one team. I never cheered for another team but the Niners, Giants, Warriors. Hell, Sharks. I don't even like hockey.
My team too. That's my team too.
So my point is, man, listen. If you was married and you and your wife got into it, you're not going to divorce your wife because she pissed you off, right? You know what I'm saying? So got stick with. Now hold on, I'm sorry. It's different. If she cheat on you, it's different.
I might actually the way you said it. I was like, how bad you piss me off?
I'm a this man, bro. Hey, Kev.
Hey, you only got one team? What the fuck you mean? Yeah, I only got one team. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So look, man. If you're faithful, stay faithful, man.
Yeah.
Hey, hard times don't last. Real people do.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Facts.
So with that said, what more to say? Peace.
All right, guys. We're gonna be God bless you. Y'all be good.
Everybody be good. Bless y'all.